Cancer. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join our team in the fight against cancer at V.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
The Canes light the lamp here. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs, 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Middle of the day on this Tuesday, and it's cool out there. Temperatures in the 50s as of midday. Highs mid to upper 60s this afternoon, under a mix of clouds and sun. Clearing overnight, temperatures mid to upper 30s, patchy frost. Highs only low 60s Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
Weather update brought to you by Range Fest, presented by Capital Range and Firearms at the range at True North in Oxford this Saturday, April 11th. Experience a day of shooting activities for all skill levels, live music, games, and delicious food. Tickets at rangefest.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 360 points to 46,310. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
Finds Truce back to Larry. There it is, three-pointer. Won't go. Rebound call off Pope. They're not going to foul. The Heat will let it play out. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's what it sounded like when Michael Malone won an NBA championship as the head coach of the Denver Nuggets. And as of literal moments ago, it's officially official. He has double stamped a triple stamp. It's been approved by the boards that need to approve it. Carolina has a lot of people that need to sign off on things. Michael Malone will be the next head coach of the Tar Heels men's basketball team. How excited are you, Tar Heel fans? Scale of 1 to 10. I think we're still at the portion where everybody's talking themselves into it, but that's fine. That's fine. He was not down the middle. He was a left field, kind of out of nowhere pick, so take your time. We'll have reactions for you from across the sports world across the show today. It is officially next season, by the way, because the national championship was last night. Flip the switch quick. And this is The Drive. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox producing the show. Let's jump into the exact way we start every show, the Big 3 at 3.
Number 1.
We are going to talk about that UNC hire, but I also want to let everybody know that the Big 3 at 3 is brought to you by Maynard Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. Brett, the owner at Maynard Service, he is a great coach. Everybody's taken care of. Everybody's having a good time over there. Take notes. That's Maynard Service Company, MAYNOR services.com. Michael Malone, head coach, Carolina Tar Heels. First of all, anytime you hear legendary We're talking like Mount Rushmores of a basketball program or of a sports program. Start going like, you know who's not being talked about enough as a head coach candidate? They know something. Tyler Hansbrough started doing it right at the end of last week. Just some Michael Malone, isn't nobody talking about him. I don't know why. Sure enough, you know what happens next. Hansbrough was asked on the field of 68 why he likes the Michael Malone hire. This was after it became public, and this is what Tyler Hansbrough had to say.
The reason I like this hire, there's not a massive buyout. And I think when it comes to the money, having a massive $8 or $9 million buyout, and this guy, I think Mike Malone's going to come in right away. He's going to be resourced as he can be, and he's going to expect to win right away. I think this is a great hire from UNC.
Okay, I want to be completely upfront with you. I was prepared to agree with everything that Tyler Hansbrough just said. However, per a Brian Murphy, WRAL Sports investigative reporter source, the contract for Michael Malone is 6 years, $50 million. That puts him at $8 1/3 million per year.
Yeah, 8.3. Pete Thamel has the exact same thing.
That puts him, I believe, second or perhaps first highest paid college basketball coach.
It might be second because I know Calipari's making north of 9, almost 10.
Okay, there you go. So that is upper echelon. The way that I was very excited about the Malone hire was you save all the buyout money, right? That you had expected to pay for a Tommy Lloyd or a Dusty May or whoever it ended up being if you went that route, and they were okay with it and they were willing to participate in it. But then also I assumed Michael Malone would be $2-3 million below the top tier. So I was doing math in my head on you get like the one-time lump sum of $8, $9, $10 million that you don't give in the buyout to help your roster get started in the early years of Malone. Then you get an extra like $2-3 million a year compared to the contract you would have signed for other coaches to help your roster every year. You can remove that $2 or $3 million. If you're getting $8.3 million per year, you're not saving money on your coach. Again, they saved on the buyout, which is great, and that can jumpstart things. But I don't think you're saving money on the coach now. That is nearly the top of college basketball.
So yeah, Bill Self, I take that back, is $8.8 million rolling lifetime contract. Calipari is roughly around 8. Dan Hurley 7.7. So you're looking at the second highest paid coach in college basketball.
That is not the savings I was expecting by any stretch of the imagination. So I still think it's huge, and what Tyler Hansbrough said is accurate, that they saved on the buyout, which, like it's more like a one-time lump sum, right? Like assuming that all of those people that were pledging the money that was going to go to the buyout weren't giving it on the contingency that you only get that coach. And once you didn't get Lloyd or whoever, they said, all right, never mind. Assuming that money is part of the program's budget, which is a big assumption, Carolina's really going to have to fund that basketball program.
Let's see, I'm diving a little bit more here. Actually, Dan Hurley signed an extension back in July 2024 with UConn that runs through the 29-30 season, which is a 6-year, $50 million contract extension.
So that's
the exact same. So, yeah, he's being paid as much as Dan Hurley.
And you said he signed that in 2024?
Yeah.
Which would have been right after he won back-to-back national championships.
Yeah, it was July 2024.
So, to be clear, back-to-back national championships and hasn't coached in a year and has never been a head coach in college basketball. Yeah, it's about the same leverage to go get a contract. By the way, good on Michael Malone. Like, I'm not acting like this is now a disaster, but I do want to be clear. Expectation with great money comes great expectations. Now there is no like, well, you'll have more money. Like, you'll have more money to spend on the roster. Now it's whoever you get on the roster, you better coach the heck out of them and find a way to win. That's a lot of money. That is number one. Let's get to number two.
Number two.
Speaking of Dan Hurley, did not win last night. Michigan. wins the basketball national championship for the first time since Glenn Rice. That is the Fab Five never did it. What was it? Burke never did it. All these high-profile teams that came through never won the national championship. This year's team did. And guess who the most outstanding player was? Our old friend Elliot Cadeau, point guard for the 2 previous years at North Carolina. Listen, just to get ahead of that, because I know Carolina fans are angry. I don't think if Elliot Cadeau stayed in Carolina, it was going to click for him the way it did in Michigan. I think the team around him fit better. And, we say it all the time, and then no one wants to remember that we said it. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery. Sometimes you just need a different route to the office. Sometimes you just need, to wear more jackets. It's cold in Michigan. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery, and I think it worked out really well for Elliot Cadeau. I think he'll be back at Michigan next year. I think he'll be highly compensated at Michigan next year. I think he'll have a largely new team around him at Michigan next year as they try to defend. But congrats to Michigan. I don't say this in a insulting way. It's the name of the game now. Feels like the best roster money could buy. Went out and played like the best roster money could buy. Credit to him. Won the championship. There will be imitators, just so you know. There absolutely will be. And Dusty May is doing what we've seen a few coaches in a bunch of different sports do recently, which is setting the bar unrealistically high for taking over a program. He went from 8 wins to national championship in 2 seasons. Took over a program that had won 8 games, won a national championship 2 seasons later. That's what every high money booster's thinking now when they hire a new coach. Dusty May did it. Why can't 2 years? We'll give you 2 years in national championship. No, okay, that's not how it goes. But that is what the expectation is going to be.
By the way, only his second year as a power conference head coach too.
Yep, he was at FAU, made the Final Four and everything, but hadn't done it especially not the Big Ten, which, as much as it pains me to say it, they've got things cruising right now. Football, basketball. Again, I don't enjoy it, but Michigan, basketball power, right? And then Indiana, football power, and Ohio State's in there somewhere. I don't know.
You have got to be kidding me.
Yeah, you've got to be kidding me, Roy. You've got to be kidding me. That is number 2. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
Carolina Hurricanes are on the ice tonight. Despite the fact that they have 5 more games before the postseason, final home game tonight versus Boston, 7 p.m. puck drop. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. I can give you just some quick updates here. We'll talk about this more as game time gets closer. But I can give you some quick updates. Jordan Martinook and Jordan Stahl, who were both out of their last game with an undisclosed injury, were skating at morning practice today. So as I think I saw Adam Gold on Twitter say, they both recovered from their 5 games and 8 days itis, which, you know what? Fair. They've earned it. They've earned they've earned some itises, senioritis, 5 games and 8 days itis. They've earned it. 104 points with 5 games left to play itis. They've earned it. Bussy expected to be in net tonight, going for win number 30. 30 for a rookie goaltender. I know it's been up and down as of late, but 30? And Nick Delorier, again, according to Morning Skate, was out there with the 4th line. I believe this would just be his 2nd appearance with the Canes. But,
yeah, it would be.
But first at home.
Third game.
Third game, okay.
Because that's what he did play a couple of games ago.
All right, never mind. I retract
my
But
his first home game, though.
All right, home debut. I was 50%. In baseball, it's pretty good.
Ironically, the last home game of the season for the Canes. Regular season, that is.
Yeah, let everybody see him.
Exactly. And Rod Brindamore did say this morning that because you have a couple of healthy extra forwards, that they can rotate some guys in over these last, couple weeks of the season or last 10 days of the season.
And because they have so much depth, expectations go down a hair if you don't have your ideal lineup out there, but they don't tumble a bunch. And I know Nick Delorier isn't the best skater in the world. You're not going to expect the best production, but if he's got a role, you go out there and you're going to have to be out there, right? If you're going to have him there for the role that we all know he plays, right? Fists of Fury. He might have to play 8 minutes on the ice before he gets to that in a game that you do suit him up for. So, go out there and prove why. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the Big 3 at 3 presented by Maynard Service Company. When we come back, more reaction from all over the sports world. Former players, current players, the whole shebang, to Michael Malone being the head coach of Carolina next.
It's back. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale at the Carscott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards April 10th through the 12th. And it's bringing the largest inventory and deepest discount of the year. Save thousands off top brands. On-site financing to get you approved and on the water. Boats in stock and priced to move now. Test ride your boat at delivery. Get in a new boat or upgrade in time for summer. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale, April 10th through the 12th at the Carscott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards.
Step between the lines when you download the High School OT mobile app presented by State Employees Credit Union. It's easier than ever to find the coverage you want for the sports and schools you cheer for the loudest. Receive up-to-minute alerts, scores, videos, insider content, and the latest high school sports news across the state of North Carolina. Available now on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The High School OT mobile app, presented by State Employees Credit Union.
Hey, it's Adam Golden. I am in studio with the one and only Sammy Hanna from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I'm going to be seeing you this weekend for the open house.
Hey, Adam, I'm excited. I'm honored to be here with you. And yeah, this Friday, Saturday is our biannual open house, and glad to do it once again and looking forward to a great function.
So what are the big attractions? Not me. I am not an attraction. What are the big attractions for the open house?
Well, all of our radio hosts are always a big attraction, so please come out and see your radio host. I'm going to be there. My sales staff's going to be there. All my employees are there. So it's just a great time to come out and meet the staff, learn something about all your home improvement needs. We're going to have food as always. Food's always great. We're going to have Bojangles for breakfast. We've got our food trucks and ice cream for lunch. And then we've got some great giveaways. We're giving away thousands of dollars in gift certificates. It's just a great time to come out and have a great time with us.
There you go. 800-672-4348. Friday till 5. Saturday till 4. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com. See you there.
Yeah. You cannot, if you're North Carolina, wait to hire a head coach knowing that the transfer portal is open. Because what are you going to say to the kids? Hey, we're going to hire somebody. Just trust us. Trust you without a head coach being in place?
Yeah.
No. I can't trust you. Mm-hmm. So they had to get somebody in place today when that transfer portal window opens tomorrow.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the voice of Harry Douglas, ESPN radio personality. I will fight back a hair on what you just heard from Freddie Douglas. There is a second option to not having your coach hired by the transfer portal. There is. Ready for this? I'm going to blow your mind. The second option is not having your coach hired by the transfer portal. And the only thing you would need to feel comfortable doing that is the faith that your fan base would understand if you say we're making the decision for the next 15 years rather than for the next year. And because he's not here for the transfer portal, you have to lower expectations for one season. And if you're unwilling to do that, if you're unwilling to say we're going to prioritize the long-term health of our program in finding a guy, no matter how long it takes, that we are most confident in, and instead we just want to make sure that we have a good pitch right at the beginning of the transfer portal, if that's the case, then yeah, you can't wait beyond today or beyond yesterday when they made it known. But the second option would be just, I don't want to say having a down like a redshirt year, but kind of. Especially if you're hiring someone with absolutely no head coaching experience in college, you might have said hey, you know what? This year, it's setting the culture, and next year is when we go in because we're starting late. Carolina chose not to do that. They chose to use a deadline to get a deal done. They, as we talked at the beginning of the show, what is it? 8 years, $50 million. 6 years, $50 million, which $8+ million per year for Michael Malone.
8.3.
That seems like a deal that was, what is it going to take to get it done today because the transfer portal opens tomorrow? That's a lot of money. A lot of money. Now you just have to hope that, by chance, when the music stopped and you jumped in a chair, it was the right one. because you definitely didn't sit around and evaluate the chair as much as some may have said. Let's go to the response line, right? We have in front of us here a bunch of audio from around the college basketball and pro basketball world to the news that Michael Malone's going to be the head coach. Let's start with Kenny Smith. How about that? Kenny Smith, who, as soon as the job opened up, was actually championed by Stephen A. Smith and a few others as a potential next head coach for Carolina. And also it's him and Chuck and Shaq and Ernie, like, Kenny Smith. Here's his thoughts on Michael Malone as the next head coach of Carolina.
I didn't like the fact that we would have had to poach from someone else. I have actually expressed that. I didn't feel that, go get this coach from somewhere else. The other thing is, Mike Malone's daughter is a volleyball player at the University of North Carolina. When we were doing ESPN together in LA this year, he was walking around with a Tar Heel shirt on, and I'm like, I didn't understand it. So he is a member of the Tar Heel family. He's been grafted in. He's been drafted in by his daughter playing volleyball. And then the other part about it, I just think that he's a winner. And right away, he has a resume that no one in college basketball has. He's an NBA champion. And reminder, he had the Joker, who is the number one player in basketball, but was drafted 41. So he helped develop now Joker did himself now too, but he helped develop Joker into the Joker. And now that is what's big in college basketball, development as well. So I'm excited for the Tar Heels. My son's going to be there. We ain't going nowhere. We trying to be back here in some time and be what we are accustomed to as a Tar Heel.
How about that? By the way, the fact that his daughter plays volleyball for Carolina is a big deal, and I think it matters because he has at least some familiarity with the area and everything, so he knows. He's not a part of the family. I've done this trick. I've done this trick. I took a job in upstate New York. Dennis, you're familiar with the Ithaca area.
Absolutely, Finger Lakes region.
Exactly. I was on ESPN Ithaca. This was early in my career, and my sister-in-law played field hockey at Ithaca College. I use that fact up and down 100 times to, to make myself feel more local, right? Because I was talking about their local teams and everything. And this isn't like even here where you could be like a Duke or a Carolina fan or a State fan and live in Georgia. This was like nobody grew up watching, SUNY Cortland football if you weren't from that area. And that's what I was talking about. So you would have thought I had attended every single one of my sister-in-law's field hockey games for all 4 years she was in college. I didn't go to a single one. I feel like Michael Malone's getting that much run out of his daughter playing volleyball for Carolina. It's like you would have thought his childhood home was on Franklin Street based on how much people are like, and his daughter plays volleyball for Carolina. It's like, okay, so, my parents, they don't claim Delaware. You know what I mean? They showed up and they sported and they own some gear. He's going to have to go out there and win if he wants to be a part of the Carolina family is kind of what I'm getting at there. Let's go to some more reactions here. Nikola Jokic, who you heard Kenny talking about, the Joker. He was a second-round pick. Michael Malone and Nikola combined to develop him into a, three-time MVP? Here's what Jokic said on Michael Malone getting the UNC job.
Yes, good. I'm happy for him, probably a little bit different. Was he ever a coach in college? No.
He was an assistant before he was an NBA assistant.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I'm happy for the coach. I wish him all the luck. So I think it's a little bit different just because he was coaching NBA for how many years? 15 years. So, but he definitely have the how to say the poise and the brain to do it, and I think he's going to do a really good job because I think he can actually coach the guys, and he's going to have time to coach the guys and teach them how to play the game the right way.
He can actually coach the guys. I wonder how many NBA coaches, longtime NBA coaches, almost fantasize about going back to coaching college or high school. Where, no disrespect, but what are you teaching Jokic at this point in his career? Right? You might scouting reports, right? You got to update him on who he's playing and their strengths and weaknesses, but the guy's pretty darn good. He's kind of a finished product. You know when you're coaching college, right? You're coaching. It's a little different with all the professionals and everything, but the lack of experience that they have in college will never change. They might be more rich now, but they still have never played college and have never played pro and have never played at this level. Even AAU, right? It's not the same. All right, let's get one more reaction here. How about we go to Chris Canty? Chris Canty, another ESPN radio personality, on the connections with NBA players and how they will help with recruiting.
You're not going to find a better coach than Michael Malone in terms of the X's and O's, the tactician element to it. The thing I love about it is with the increasing globalization of the game at the collegiate ranks, Michael Malone has two pretty big chips in his back pocket. When you can get a recruit in a room and get on the phone with Nikola Jokic or get on the phone with Jamal Murray, that's going to benefit you hugely. We saw it with Michigan and Ade Mara having a 7'3" guy from Spain being able to come over and help your program after he transfers from UCLA. Then you have what we saw with the Balkan Five at Illinois. I just think that with the recruiting element, not just domestically, but internationally, specifically in Europe, having somebody like Michael Malone is going to help a program like UNC find those diamonds in the rough. And there's no doubt that Michael Malone knows what to do when it comes to the developmental aspect of it as well.
I'm so leery of going down that path. And I did it yesterday a bit, and I took it one step further, right? Because he can not only call Jokic, but he was an assistant for LeBron with Cleveland for 5 years. He was an assistant for Steph out there in Golden State for, I think it was 2 or 3 years. He was an assistant for Chris Paul with the Hornets for a year or two. He might be unbelievably connected, but right, that was all our initial reaction yesterday afternoon. The more I paid attention to the reaction to Michael Malone and the more people that said things like you just heard from Chris Canty and what you just heard me say, and the more I heard it, the more I went, I'm having days. This is what we said about Belichick. It's happening again, right? He's going to be able to have Gronk on campus. He's going to be able to talk to Brady. He's going to be able to do this. He's going to be able to do that. And it just never panned out. Now, I do think basketball is a little different than football. I think the people are different. I think the roster size matters a ton when it comes to that because, you can't call Brady for every recruit on a football team. That's ridiculous. But you might be able to call Jokic for the 3 you need. Like, it's basketball, right? You're not bringing in a 28-person recruiting class. You might bring in 3. And 2 of them might be the ones where you're like, those are the difference. And you might be able to call for that. Like, I do think that's different. But I'm so leery for the last, whatever it's been, feels like 2 days, last 12 hours, every time I've heard somebody go down that path, my like subconscious is going, this is what we said about Belichick. This is exactly what was going on, and it didn't happen. Are we going to fall for it? Are we Charlie Brown right now and Carolina, or is Carolina Charlie Brown right now? Mm-hmm. And these professional coaches, are they Lucy pulling the ball away? And I'm going to double back to something we talked about yesterday, that the more I've said it, the better I feel about it, right? So, yes, that's something I said yesterday. I don't feel good. Now I feel good about this next one. Surround yourself with the right people. Don't go get all NBA experience. Go get some college experience, put it on your assistant coaching staff and your front office. Now continue.
I think the one thing that I would caution some people about when it comes to developmental players is the fact that, okay, people are bringing up, hey, he helped develop Jokic, which is true. 100% true. I'm not disputing that at all. But my question for people is that he's not going to get these guys to develop them for 4 years when they come in as rookies. He doesn't, and you have 82 games to do it. Between your exhibitions and scrimmages, by the time you actually get to the conference tournament, it's like 35 games. You don't get that much time, and you might get a guy for a year. Yep. So you can't play the long game of like, hey, let's really develop this guy over 4 years. How many guys are really sticking around for 4 years? They're fewer and farther between.
It really depends. Ready? It depends on how good he is at it. Because,
it's true.
Because like Illinois, I look at Keaton Wagler. Keaton Wagler was not a top 300 recruit, according to some services. He was not a top 100 ESPN recruit. He's going to be a top 10 NBA draft pick this year after his freshman year. And that's amongst maybe the best freshman class we've seen in decades.
Oh, yeah. Great class.
And he like, if you look at the top 8 draft picks on most big boards, I want to say 7 of the 8 or 8 of the 8 are all freshmen this year. And all of the ones not named Keaton Wagler were like top 20 recruits. They were all 1, 2, 3, 8, 17. Keaton Wagler was like 324, right? Brad Underwood developed the heck out of him, and they put weight on him, and they put him in situations. If you're that good at development and identifying diamonds in the rough, yeah, it's a huge feather in your cap. If you need all 4 years, you better pick a very specific type of person to put that to, because if they leave after 2 and you needed 4, it just looks like it's an incomplete. The other thing is you got to stay friendly with them. We're going a little long here, but Dennis, do you know what surprises me? And I thought it was going to be the new thing.
What's that?
When David Cutcliffe was the head coach at Duke, and you saw the relationship he had with the Mannings, where they were coming back and literally, like, actually training, right? Not just being buddies. They were coming back to like, hey, I need to sharpen things up. Let's do a week of training camp. Let me bring my receivers. I thought when that was going on, I was like, that's genius, and coaches should do everything they can to have that type of relationship with their players. And I thought basketball would be better, because if you have a one and done, you're not finished developing them when they go to the pros. If they came back for like a real camp, not like the Coach K camp where you're coaching, kids or whatever, is one thing. Don't get me wrong. But like coming back for a training camp with your college coach, I thought that was like the new way to go about it. So if you're truly a long-term developer, you only get a guy for a one and done, the development doesn't have to stop. You can keep that relationship going, but you got to build it. And this is all, that would be new, right? Which I'm not sure you want a guy with no college experience experimenting. But yeah, it's a possibility. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. I talk about it often, but coaches, and I've got a lot of friends in the coaching world, they can't always choose when they have to move, right? Sometimes their job says, you're done here, and somebody from across the country says, we'd love to have you, which means they don't get to choose their mortgage rates. And I know the big money coaches, they're doing fine. But the assistants that have to move a bunch, they've learned the hard way that you can't time the market, right? Oh, if we would have got fired 2 years ago, I would have had a great mortgage rate on my new house. Yeah, but we made the playoffs 2 years ago. True. So we didn't get fired. Instead, when they're looking for their new spot, they have to deal with whatever the mortgage rates are. That's where, if you're in that case, right, your job moves you. Family reasons moves you. You needed bigger space. You needed less space. You wanted more land. You needed less land. Whatever it is, Miller Lending is there to help you out. They offer a no-cost loan, which keeps the money in your pocket right out the jump, right? No closing costs. Keep that big fat check right there where it belongs in your pocket. And then also, they offer no-cost refis. So if rates drop in the future, you don't have to have gotten fired. You don't have to need a new mortgage. You can just get the refi. No costs, no fees. Keep all that money in your pocket. That's what I keep telling you. And just get the lower rate, which means the lower monthly payment. And hopefully you make the playoffs every year and you stay there forever and they build a statue. If not, at least you had a solid mortgage that saved you some money along the way. Give them a call, 919-447-3377. That's Miller Lending, 919-447-3377. Or you can visit them online, millerlending.com. That's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, and MLS number 250-2146. We have the Dean's List coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
Is your heating and air system ready for the warmer weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your Carrier factory authorized dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Golf season is here. Time to score big savings on pre-owned, tailor-made QI35 and Titleist GT metals. Plus, upgrade your bag for less. Bring in your current clubs and take advantage of our trade-in program towards your next purchase. And all month long, every fitting is absolutely free. Just call to schedule your appointment. Visit the Global Golf Outlet Store at 7320 ACC Boulevard in North Raleigh. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We roll on. Obviously, the college basketball world is aflutter. 6 o'clock, expected introductory press conference for Michael Malone to be the opening remarks of his tenure, his era in Chapel Hill. So we anxiously await those words. In the meantime, we get to one of our favorite segments of every show, where we honor those in the college sports world that deserve some extra praise. Let's get to the Dean's List. I'll get us started. How about a little Joe Thuney, former NC State offensive line action?
Yeah.
Former Wolfpack All-American offensive lineman Joe Thuney, who's, I think he's been, this is a rough estimate, 35 Super Bowl champions, something like that.
36 maybe.
I think the official number is 6 Super Bowl teams, 4 wins.
I think, yeah.
And is currently a member of the Bears.
Yeah, Bears.
He's going to be inducted into the NC State Football Ring of Honor. He has won Super Bowls with Tom Brady, with Pat Mahomes. Now he's up there in Chicago trying to get something done with Caleb Williams. And Garrett Bradbury, I think, was he traded there from New England?
I think he was.
So his old teammate at NC State, they're going to be standing next to each other on the offensive line for the Bears. And maybe Joe Thuney will lean over and go, I'm in the Ring of Honor. Don't worry, buddy. One day, I'll put in a good word for you. That was all announced by Boo Corrigan, the AD there, and Dave Doran over at State. Dennis, do you have some Dean's Listers you'd like to throw out?
Dean's List to everyone in the transfer portal, because good luck. It's not. It's an unsettling time, I'm sure, for a lot of these guys.
When I got to work, I saw there were over 1,000 names in the portal.
It's probably triple that now.
That was at 9 o'clock this morning, something like that, and it is 3:30 plus 3:37 right now. Goodness. More Dean's List. Elliot Cadeau.
Yeah.
He's a Final Four most outstanding player. He's a national champion. That's a mic drop moment for a lot of arguments that he and his family have been in.
And he kept receipts.
Yeah, and his family kept receipts.
Yep,
if you go on social media. That's a pretty good mic drop. Final Four most outstanding player, national champion. How you like me now? How you like them apples? More Dean's List. How about Christopher Columbus High School down there in Miami? Because Cam Boozer, if you missed it over the weekend, accepted his Wooden Award, right? The AP Player of the Year award. Basically the Heisman of men's basketball. Cam Boozer of Duke accepted that award. You know who else went to Christopher Columbus High School?
No, I don't.
The Heisman of football winner, Fernando Mendoza.
Oh.
So they have, in the same year, in their alumni, the Wooden Award and the Heisman.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. They were on campus together, I believe, for 1 year, the 2021-2022 season. Just an age thing. Football players are older than basketball players. It happens. But he was better friends with the younger Mendoza, Alberto, who is still in college. They also have Mario Cristobal and a bunch of others that went there. Very successful athletic school. And then lastly, just because it's a fun fact, I put John Shire on the Dean's List. I know he's probably going through it. I don't even know if he's watched the tape of that UConn game yet. But you blink, and he now has 4 more years of college head coaching experience than the other Triangle head coaches combined.
That's very true.
John Shire is the old head in the Triangle right now.
He is.
He's looking at Malone. He's looking at Gainey going, I'm the old guy. Whoa. I'm the experienced one. Old might not be the right word, but I'm the one with a little bit of memories here as a head coach.
Hey, listen up here, rookie.
Yeah, seriously. Your NBA championship doesn't mean anything over here. But it's funny, right? You go back, 5 years ago, it would have been Coach K, would have been Hubert, would have been Kevin Keats.
Yeah.
When John Shire took over, it was Hubert, Kevin Keats, and he's just already outlasted them both.
Oh, like we talked about when we talked to Steve Forbes at the Final Four last week, when he's only been around for 6 years.
Going into year 7, yep.
Yeah, going into year 7. When he got hired, there was Kay, Roy, Keats. All those guys are gone.
He's got to be like the 3rd most tenure in the ACC. There's Brownell's been there for a long time.
Brad Brownell. I remember we talked about this.
Capel's been there a long time.
Capel has.
And then I think it might be him. Mike Young. Mike Young
at
there
Virginia
like
Tech.
a year before. So he's definitely top 5. ACC is cycling through him. And then, by the way, I
don't know how long Andy Enfield's been there in SMU.
Oh, that's much more recent.
Yeah,
and obviously, they haven't been in the ACC long enough to be an ACC tenured coach.
That's true.
I like a lot of the new coaches. They're just very new.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily awful. It's just surprising.
Well, we should throw on the Dean's List, officially brand new, Michael Malone.
Hey, welcome to the ACC.
Welcome.
I think yesterday I said this. He's the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels.
That's kind of cool.
We could go into the fact that he's making over $8 million a year. We could go into the fact that gets to be closer to family. His daughter's on the volleyball team. We could go over or you could just say he's the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. When you become a basketball coach, and his dad was a lifer too, Brendan Malone. His dad, years and years. I've got some. I was doing some research. I got some stories for you on Brendan Malone. His dad is a head coach. You ready for a quick Brendan Malone story?
Go on.
So this is Michael Malone's dad, longtime head coach, assistant coach. The thing he's probably most known for is he was an assistant for the Chuck Daly Bad Boy Pistons. Okay, so he was kind of an Isaiah Thomas whisperer. But prior to that, he was, an assistant, a head coach somewhere in college or high school. And there was a legendary camp it was in Pittsburgh somewhere. And now I'm blanking on the name. 5-star maybe? 5-star camp? Does that sound familiar? And they had a huge, very, very competitive All the coaches would drive there from all across the country. It was kind of like a convention, and you earned your stripes, and you got to see all these high school players. It was like an all-American game. And in 19, whatever age it would have been for Michael Jordan was relatively unknown. Roy Williams liked him and had to talk the director into bringing Michael Jordan to the camp. Brendan Malone had to leave for something, right? Had to go do something family-wise when they drafted their teams, and he was going to be the head coach of one of these like scrimmage teams, and they took it very seriously. And he told his assistant he wanted, I forget the guy's name, Audrey from Kansas. Like, oh, he's a stud. I want this guy from Kansas. And the assistant watched them scrimmage, saw Michael Jordan, and went rogue and picked Michael Jordan. And came back, and apparently Brendan Malone was like, who the heck? It wasn't even Michael at the time, it was Mike. Who the heck is Mike Jordan? Why did you da-da-da-da-da-da? Well, they offered 5 individual awards, and at the end of the camp, Michael Jordan won all 5 of them. And Brendan Malone's like, genius. Look at that. I won them all. Had no idea who it was. And then he left, like, the number 1 recruit in the country, and the rest is history. But that's Michael Malone's dad. So his dad's a lifer. That's the Dean's List. Go ahead and dismiss.
Part of the family, right?
Yeah, actually.
See, there you go.
He was Michael Jordan's coach for a week in the middle of nowhere outside Pittsburgh in 1980 or whatever year that would have been. Part of the family. That's funny. We have winners and losers because we didn't get to them yesterday coming up next. So we'll tell you who won and who lost the week next.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%, and most people are only making the minimum payment, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, it's Dennis Cox for Loan Pronto. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
If you're exhausted, not just tired, but worn down, this message is for you. I'm Brandon Giggling, president of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Across North Carolina, many people wait months, sometimes over a year, just to start sleep care. That wait isn't normal, and it isn't necessary. At Parkway, most patients are seen within weeks, with virtual consultations and home sleep studies that remove unnecessary delays. Sleep care shouldn't have to depend on how long you're willing to wait.
Parkway Sleep, your fastest path to better sleep. Start today at parkwaysleep.com. Sound sleep, sound health.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
For 20 years, the North Carolina Education Lottery has been creating winning moments where
dreams become a reality. And where hundreds of winners are made every day. Moments that add up to billions of dollars in wins. And we're nowhere near finished. Seize your winning moment with the new 20th Anniversary Scratch-Off and Digital Instance game. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning on the Scratch-Off are 1 in 3.45. Approximate overall odds of winning a prize in the Digital Instance game are 1 in 3.75. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. My favorite place to go in the Triangle for the best wings on the planet. How about this special? Every Monday, half-priced wings all day. Dine-in only. Now that's a deal, baby. Everything on the menu is amazing. Pizza, apps, and always great drink specials. Visit any of their 5 Triangle locations and their pet-friendly patio, too. Online, buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We will get to winners and losers here in a hot second, but if I were a detective, I would say Dennis just found a clue.
Oh, I did?
Michael Malone, due to speak to the media at 6. Yes. Introductory press conference as the new head coach of the Carolina Tar Heels. Welcoming him off of the private jet on the tarmac, you said, right? Like right there on the...
as soon as I step right off the little private plane.
There's Sean May.
You see Sean May.
Sean May, obviously, legendary player, right? National champion from his time with the Tar Heels in the early 2000s, but he's also been an assistant coach on the staff under Hubert Davis for the last handful of years. And he is somebody that is talked about fondly in the basketball world. We talked with Jalen Washington, former Tar Heel, and then played this past year for Vanderbilt. And I asked him, I was like, hey, what assistant stood out to you? He went Sean May, 100%, and talked about how he helped them and everything. They have a shared history of both being from Indiana, so there's some connection there. But Sean May was one of the ones talked about highly. I would be surprised. This is where the clue comes in, right? We're just kind of reading the clues. I'd be surprised if the first guy to welcome you off the plane didn't do so with a pretty good idea that he was going to have a job, right? Because if he wasn't working as an assistant coach and that happened, you would just think it's a former player welcoming the guy to the family. But because he's been in that building, I would guess they've had a conversation and there's something likely to come down the pipe soon. But that's just reading clues. Is that am I missing anything obvious there, Dennis?
No. Like you said, Sean May's been part of the staff at UNC since 2015-2016 season. He was part of player personnel and then director of basketball operations under Roy Williams, then became an assistant coach with Hubert Davis and starting in 2021.
And we all know Sean May. He's Sean May.
Yeah.
He's Sean May. National champion. What was he, like the 3rd overall pick? Something like that. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, if I'm wrong on
13th.
13th. I knew there was a 3.
Yeah,
that's a numbers game thing there. 23, 33. Oh, 13.
What team?
Oh, Charlotte. Bobcats. Yeah, Bobcats. I knew that.
Oh, the Bobcats.
Those jerseys are what I think of when I think of the Bobcats. I think of the jersey that he wore. Gerald Wallace was probably around somewhere. That is what I think
Okafor?
of. Yeah, darn right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Now we're real throwbacks.
Oh, goodness. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's quickly get to the winners and losers.
This team will never lose again.
All right. Let's get a loser out of the way because it's going to be a fun one. The Florida Panthers. Since we last did winners and losers, I know there's games that still remain, but they are mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. How's that taste? All right, that was fun. Just because we made fun of the Bobcats, let's put the Charlotte Hornets on the winners section. 4-game win streak. Con Knipple and LaMelo Ball are number 1 and number 3 in made three-pointers this year. And guess what? They're going to finish 1 and 2 because right now number 2 is Luka, and he's done for the year.
That's true.
And it's close enough. It's not like he's 40 ahead. He's just a handful ahead of LaMelo. And they're only a half game out of the 6th seed, which would avoid the play-in.
Yeah, I know they were sitting there flirting with even the 9-10, but yeah, they've been on this little hot streak, got back up there. If they don't play in the play-in or just straight in the playoffs, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now I want to say they're one of two teams tied a half game out, and they're not in, but it's possible. And based on how they started, winner for being, it's possible.
One back in the loss column of the Toronto Raptors.
Raptors stink. Dennis, do you have I don't know why the Raptors just caught a stray. Dennis, do you have any winners and losers you'd like to throw out there?
Yeah, losers, Raptors. Yeah, clearly, they're going to jump by. Also, losers, Sixers. They're going to get jumped by the Hornets on their way to jumping the Raptors as well.
We're getting healthy. We're sandbagging a little bit, but we're getting healthy.
Yeah.
Winner? How about Brent Burns? 1,000 straight games. Iron Man streak.
Yeah, for real, man.
And a lot of those were played with the Canes. I know he's part of the Avalanche now, so, enemy. But, hey, a lot of those were played with the Canes.
That's the thing, 1,000 straight. Not 1,000 total in his career, 1,000 straight games.
1,000 total in your career is pretty impressive. Might be worthy of being a winner. But without missing a game, durability through the roof.
Got throw in two winners.
Sure.
Hockey-related. Taylor Hall, 300 career goals.
There you go.
And Jordan Stahl, 1,400 career games.
Again, impressive. Impressive. Do you want a hockey loser?
What's that?
Patrick Waugh?
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. I had to come up with one quickly there.
Bruh. Oh, the Islanders?
Yeah, I mean, he's not of the Islanders anymore.
No, but just them as a whole. Man, you just right there staring at a playoff spot in your control. Let's lose 7 out of 10 games.
4 in a row or something like that.
Yeah,
right. Just
in regulation.
Wheels falling off. Sometimes I do wonder why a legend like Patrick Waugh would try to get into coaching. It's like you just go be a legend. That's a full career if you want it. You're Patrick Waugh. More real quickly. Let me see. Which one do I want to go to next? Speaking of a legend and just being a legend, Stephon Gilmore.
Winner?
Winner. 2-time All-Pro, brief stint with the Panthers from the Carolinas, from South Carolina. He retired. Now, he had not played in a while, so it's one of those retirements that, I thought you were retired. No? Okay, now you are. But, he's never going to lose again.
No, he won't. Former Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep. There's probably 3 stadiums out there that he gets to walk into for the rest of his life and just be universally praised. Whether that be, Buffalo early in his career, New England where he was the DPOY, and probably, South Carolina Stadium too, although I know Dennis won't enjoy that one.
Nah, I won't.
But hey, he can do whatever he wants now. Oodles of money, legacy secured, go nuts.
Can I throw one more winner on here?
You can throw whatever you want.
All right, let's first time speaking, granted it's on a social media post, here's Michael Malone.
Coach Malone here, and just want to tell everybody I am so excited to be here, finally on campus. Cannot wait to get to work with everybody, get to know everybody, and most importantly, I'm proud to be a Tar Heel.
There you go.
That is right down the middle of Main Street coach speak. Good for him. I mean, really good for him. Good money, great job. Pretty darn good.
Can I also throw in there Randy Moss? He was at UNC spring practice today.
Hey.
Talk about
Bill Belichick. How can you not recruit receivers unbelievably when you just got Randy Moss popping up at your practice and you're not Marshall?
By the way, think about this real quick. So UNC football had media availability earlier today. It was Stephen Belichick, the defensive coordinator, a couple other assistants, and they actually allowed media to go attend part of practice and film some stuff earlier today. So only the second time this spring that media has actually been available to go to practice. On the exact same day, hey, 6 o'clock, we're announcing our new men's basketball coach. Enjoy spring football practice. We got bigger things to attend to. Is that North Carolina saying, hey, this is our priority?
Maybe. It could be but also it could be that. It could be them saying, we're not changing any of our schedules for football because Carolina basketball changes their schedules for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I like it for the football team.
Laying low?
Just laying low. After last year where they couldn't walk, they didn't know they had shadows because they had spotlights on them from every direction. This year, do everything in the shadows. Like do everything where no one's watching and surprise people. I like it for both, actually, because Carolina basketball is never going to be in the shadows, so you might as well embrace the spotlight. And Carolina football needs time away from the spotlight. I like it for both. But you're right. It could be a proclamation of we know where our bread is buttered in Chapel Hill. There you go. That's winners and losers here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. Speaking of knowing where your bread is buttered, we're talking football at 4. It's draft month. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Think only current and former smokers get lung disease? Well, before you breathe a sigh of relief, WakeMed would like to remind you that even if you've never smoked in your life, secondhand smoke or environmental toxins can put you at risk. So go to wakemed.org and take our free online lung health assessment. It takes just a few minutes. And who knows, it could keep lung disease from taking your life.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too. Extra value meals are back.
Now for just $5, get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, hash browns, and small premium roast coffee. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
They score! The Canes light the lamp here. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs, 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Midday Tuesday, temperatures currently in the 50s as we head into the afternoon. Mid-topper 60s under a mix of clouds and sun. We'll see a colder night ahead. Temperatures mid-topper 30s, patchy frost. Highs low 60s Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
Don't miss Bill Burr live on April 8th. That's tomorrow, folks, at DPAC. The early show, it's sold out, but a late show has been added. Get tickets for comedian Bill Burr at dpacnc.com. Again, dpacnc.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones today down 85 points to 46,584.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for football at 4. We're what? Less than 3 weeks to the draft, right?
It's 2 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah, so it's
16 days.
A little less than 2.5 weeks to the draft.
Yeah.
Sneaking up on us.
It really is.
Thank you to the Canes and college basketball and off-season drama for making the time go fast.
Well, and also you're not picking in the top 10.
That's also maybe we're a little less excited.
We're like, we'll just Canes have a playoff game maybe that night. Game will be over. And then, who are they picking? Oh, they want to pick 15. Let's go.
So let me be clear. It is like 2 weeks and 2 days and another 2 hours from when you're normally picking.
After dinner.
If you're a Carolina Panthers fan. But that doesn't mean that it's, we give it any less attention, because there's some really good players that are picked in the teens. You know what I mean? Really good players over the years picked at 19. And one thing that I'm seeing a lot of reporting on now are these top 30 visits, which I think were intended back in the day to be like the top 30 players on your board to get you a better look at them. But what it's become is each team can have 30 in-person visits from draft prospects, which I've also seen, because people are discussing it now, like, these teams are billionaires. Why can't they bring in as many as they want? It's to help the players, right? You don't want to have every player have to go to 30 different places. They wouldn't be able to prepare. They wouldn't be able to stay in shape. They'd be crisscrossing the country every second, right? So when each team gets 30, yeah, if you're a very controversial prospect, maybe you do get picked more than others, but nobody's going to 32 teams. There is some information to be gleaned from this, but it might not be the information that you think. I can read you. I went through and searched all of the beat reporters, all the national reporters, all the insiders. I found 13 players that the Panthers have had for top 30 visits thus far, and there is some information you can glean from this. It's probably not what you think, right? Because if it were super obvious that you bring in players that you draft early, that would be a tell for my poker players out there, right? So everybody drafting before and after you would know who you're interested in based on who you bring in. So it can't be like, all right, they always bring in their first round pick, because that would be a tell. Okay, so, I could sit here and go, well, they brought in Daquan Wright, tight end from Ole Miss. They must be interested in Daquan Wright. Let's see where he's projected to be drafted. Boom, that's who they're going to pick. It's not always the case. Sometimes it is, but it's not always. They did bring in Tetairoa McMillan for a top 30 last year, which obviously they ended up drafting him, but it's not always the case. Matter of fact, I can tell this bit of draft story, and hopefully he won't mind me telling it. Mike Lennon, my cousin, friend of the show, his draft party, my grandpa, our grandpa, he's my cousin, went around and bought like hats for everybody, because it was just a draft party. We weren't at the draft, right? They don't provide hats if you're not at the draft. Went around and got hats for everybody that had talked to Mike. Every team that brought him in for a workout, every team that had visited him. He had 17 teams' hats. And the plan was, whoever he gets drafted by, my grandpa was going to, walk himself into the other room and come out with the hats for that team. And then the next day he would return all the hats for the teams that didn't draft him. He gets drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had almost zero communication with him. So my grandpa just had 400 hats in the other room, and none of them were for the team that he ended up getting drafted by. And it's because, right, Tampa didn't want anybody to know they were interested in him, so nobody jumped him to draft Mike.
I think Mitchell Trubisky said the same thing. Hardly had any communication with the Chicago Bears, and they move up a spot and draft him.
Would have been nice if they would have told Mike about that pick, but that's another story.
Yeah, it's a different conversation.
But my point is, sometimes you intentionally don't bring in the guys you're interested in for a top 30 visit, so nobody knows that you're interested in them, so they don't jump you in draft. Here's what you can glean, though, and there's been studies done. Positions. So if you bring in 30 different people for top 30 picks, and 6 of them are running backs, there's a very good chance that team is drafting a running back. Might not be one of them that they brought in, but there's a very good chance that they're drafting a running back. So let's dive in, shall we? The Carolina Panthers have 13 that I could find top 30 visits on the books, including one that's going on right now. Of those 13, the position that is most often found, quarterback. 3 of the 13 are quarterbacks. Haynes King from Georgia Tech, Baron Morton from Texas Tech, and Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt, which is the one that is reportedly going on today. That's interesting to me. 3, again, according to a bunch of people that have done a bunch more Excel spreadsheeting than I've done, 3 is an important number. If you bring in 3 at a specific position, not like offensive linemen, if you bring in 3 guards or 3 quarterbacks or 3 strong safeties, there's a very high correlation between bringing 3 in and drafting that position in the first, I think it was 5 rounds from what I read. quarterback in the first 5 rounds. How you feel about that, Panther fans? Obviously, Bryce Young there, Kenny Pickett making good money to be a backup, and then there would be a third developmental mid-round draft pick, which, if you look at those three, the theme would be guys that can move, especially Haynes King and Pavia. Those are some guys with some mobility. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to me if they take a quarterback based on what they've done. There's also 2 wide receivers that have been brought in. Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana, Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. 2 tight ends, Wright, who I mentioned earlier, Oscar Delp from Georgia. 2 offensive linemen. Everything else, kind of a one-off. They have a safety, a corner, a running back, a defensive tackle. So if you go by the logic that I've tried to explain, that the individual people are not the story, the positions they play are the story. You're looking at pass catcher, you're looking at quarterback, and you're looking at offensive linemen. Those would be the ones that their top 30 visits are hinting at now. Still plenty of time for more top 30 visits. So, this could all change. But to take an even wider outlook there, if you include running back in it, there's 3, 5, 7, 8 of the 13 are offense. More than that. 3, 7, 5, 8, 9 of the 13 are offense, which tracks with what I think they're going to do. What I believe the Panthers have done, and I'm gonna give you like a 3-year quick history lesson for those of you that haven't been paying attention. For those of you that have, it'll be a nice refresher. The first offseason of Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, what did they do? Offense, 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 right? It was offensive line specifically, but it was offense. What'd they do the next? Defense, defense, defense. It was the Trayvon Merrick. It was defense, defense, defense. This year, I think they're going to split. Free agency, defense, defense, defense. Draft, offense, offense, offense.
Makes sense.
And their top 30 would say that's what they're looking at, right? Not saying it's going to be exclusive, or if they're, if a super duper stud falls to them and right way higher on their board than they're picking, they won't pivot and adjust. But I think that it becomes very, very important that they bring in guys that are able to help and contribute offensively in this draft. Because and I said this a couple weeks ago and people got mad at me. I'm going to say it again because I still believe it. Their offense was bad last year.
It was bottom third in the NFL.
It was bad. And we could go to the numbers. We could also just watch the games. It was bad offense. There was a 6-week stretch where Rico Dowdle turned into 2006 LaDainian Tomlinson, and if you remove that, bad offense. Tedero McMillan looked good. The offense looked bad, right? At times, Jalen Coker looked good. The offense looked bad. And they have spent a ton of money on defense this offseason. So it makes sense that whether it's quarterback, I think pass catcher would make a lot of sense. Offensive line would make a lot of sense. They need more on offense. So what they're doing is, based on these top 30 visits, is they're bringing in those with questions and deciding where they rank amongst guys who they feel more comfortable about what they know about them. For example, bringing in a Casey Concepcion. Why would somebody in the state of North Carolina want to have questions answered about Casey Concepcion? Perhaps because of the way things ended at NC State and you watched it up close and personal and you want to know his side of whatever story there is there on why he transferred to Texas A&M and why some of the body language appeared some of the ways it did his sophomore year. And also, I believe he had a routine knee scope this offseason. You might want to get that looked at and just see how it's doing. Now, that's not to say they're going to draft Casey Concepcion, but it may say that they don't have as many questions about other guys drafted in that range, and they didn't feel the need to answer those. But now they have a better idea of where Casey matches up against those ones that they already felt pretty comfortable with. If there was one thing I could do and just be a fly on the wall, I would love to have the what's the Big Brother, the show? The cameras that are running like 24. I would love to have a 24-hour-a-day stream from the war room of an NFL team to hear how they draft and how they decide on these top 30s and how they decide what they're going to ask and who's going to be in the room. But until we get that, and we never will, until we get that, You got to kind of parse through everything and decide what's a smokescreen, what could be an intentional mislead, and what's real. I think they're going offense in the first round. That's where I stand right now. I think they could go tackle, they could go receiver, but I'd be and if Kenyon Sadiq falls, I don't want him to, but I think they could go tight end. I think they're going offense, specifically tackle or receiver in the first round. I think they're going quarterback in round 4 or 5.
They have 2 fifth-round picks this year.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yep.
But also, do I expect them to make those exact fifth-round picks with the way Dan Morgan operates?
No.
I think that 2 fifths could turn into like a better fourth and then a sixth that could turn into a million different things. But I think they go offense in the first. That's where I'm standing right now. 2 weeks, 2 days, and 2 hours from the draft. Something like that. I just like saying twos a whole bunch of times. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is football at 4 as we dive back into draft season now that college basketball is officially over. Although portal opened at midnight, so next season already started for basketball as well. Before we move on, we get to Copper Drop, and we still have first goal scorer predictions. I've failed to remind you of that. I'll do it again in a minute. But before we can get to any of it, Dennis Cox has something he wants to tell you.
I do. Dennis Cox here. Real quick for my good friends over at Law Tigers. I don't know about you all, but just being outside, the weather feels fantastic. I love getting out on my motorcycle and just enjoying this weather when I'm out there. But something I always have to keep in mind as a motorcycle rider is that just assume no car out there sees you. Just assume no one out there sees you. That's the safest thing you could probably do when you're out there on the road. That will help you make sure you maintain proper distance and safety when you're out there on the road. But we all know that accidents can happen, and this is why you got to give Law Tigers a call. Call Law Tigers, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, or visit lawtigers.com if you're injured in a motorcycle accident. Contact them even before you get in touch with the insurance companies, and here's the reason why. Law Tigers attorneys are there to fight for you. They're part of the motorcycle riding community. They know what your bike is worth, they know what your gear is worth, but also they understand the risks of the road, and they understand what it's like to go through an accident. That's why your case evaluation with Law Tigers, it's always free. You don't pay a dime until your case settles. And the thing with insurance companies is that, let's be honest, insurance companies are in it for the insurance companies. They're not in it for you. Law Tigers, like I said, are there for you. They're part of the community, and they want what's best for you. So give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, or visit lawtigers.com. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan plays some Copper Drop, and we get to first goal scorers. So if you haven't done so already, start thinking about in the home finale for the Canes of the regular season, who will score the first goal that gets the Lenovo Center rocking for the Canes, and in what period do you think they score that goal? That is what I need from you. We'll get to your answers after Copper Drop next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Boston.
Andre Svechnikov muscles his way in, sends it across Sherman. He scores! Seth Jarvis!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck Drop at 7.
Jarvis and Aho scores! Carolina with a 3-2 lead.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Is your heating and air system ready for the warmer weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your Carrier factory authorized dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
If you're exhausted, not just tired, but worn down, this message is for you. I'm Brandon Giggling, president of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Across North Carolina, many people wait months, sometimes over a year, just to start sleep care. That wait isn't normal, and it isn't necessary. At Parkway, most patients are seen within weeks, with virtual consultations and home sleep studies that remove unnecessary delays. Sleep care shouldn't have to depend on how long you're willing to wait.
Parkway Sleep, your fastest path path to better sleep. Start today at parkwaysleep.com. Sound sleep, sound health.
It's back. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale at the Car Scott Building in Raleigh, featuring Yamaha boats April 10th through the 12th. And it's bringing the largest inventory and deepest discount of the year. Save thousands off top brands. On-site financing to get you approved and on the water. Boats in stock and priced to move now. Test ride your boat at delivery. Get in a new boat or upgrade in time for summer. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale, April 10th through the 12th at the Car Scott Building in Raleigh, featuring Yamaha boats.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%, and most people are only making the minimum payment, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, it's Dennis Cox for Loan Pronto. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we get to the fun stuff, start playing a little copper drop, a little first goal scorer prediction. Let's get to the potentially winning stuff.
Hey, that sounds like fun stuff to me.
Winning is serious business, Dennis.
It is. That's very true.
Celebration is fun. Winning is work. Winning is the only option. Winning! No, I'm kidding. Here's the deal, everybody. Starting tomorrow, you will have chances during our show to qualify for the 5K Slapshot Showdown. It is an opportunity for you to see the Storm Surge in person. That's right. You could win playoff tickets, hockey playoff tickets, some of the best atmospheres in all of sports. You could also win perhaps $5,000. That's cold hard cash. That's $5,000. We'll have more details tomorrow on how and what you need to do to qualify, but you definitely want to be tuned in. It is the 5K Slap Shot Showdown, and we'll qualify some contestants for you tomorrow. Also, I want to remind everybody, there were 3 things I was supposed to remind you of. I can remember 2 of them. Dennis, you might have to remind me of the third.
Okay.
The other is at 6 o'clock, we will be airing live the Michael Malone introductory press conference as he speaks to the media and the fans for the first time as the head coach of the Carolina Tar Heels.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be right here on 99.9 The Fan. And by the way, I think they're opening doors like an hour before for fans to be there.
Yeah,
so
5 o'clock. Like opening the Dean Smith Center up at, I think it's Gate A. The public can go in.
So they want this thing to be raucous.
Yeah.
They want the fans to be there in force. So if you can't make it out there, obviously, short notice on a work day, right here, 99.9 The Fan, 6 o'clock, we'll air that presser for you. Dennis, what was the third thing I was supposed to remind people of? Did we both blank on it? It'll come to us.
There are 3 things?
I thought you gave me 3.
Maybe there were.
Okay. Anyway, and you can also listen to the Canes game tonight here on 99.9.
See, maybe that was the third thing.
I don't know if it was.
Actually, I actually do know one thing we got to do. We forgot to announce that. Speaking of winners and winning, the work that was put in, we had our bracket challenge.
Correct.
Now that the national championship has been decided,
mm-hmm.
Third place Scott Hayes, second place Ray Stevenson, and $500 richer Jason Hairston.
Hey.
Congratulations, Jason Hairston.
Congratulations.
Our bracket challenge winner.
Congrats. I do know that there were 2 in the final, like for our local, the $500. There were 2 that were still alive going into the championship, and here was the best part. One had picked UConn, and one had picked Michigan.
Oh, there you go.
So it was like somebody was going to be right and earn it, rather than I just need Michigan to lose, right? Like that's not. You still take the win, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better when each of you had picked the opposite side and you got to settle it on the court. I enjoyed that. So shout out to the winners. Shout out to everybody that participated. $500 will be exchanging hands, which is always exciting. Now, 12 minutes before we open up the phone lines for first goal scorer predictions, let's play Copper Drop.
You want true enlightenment? Well, I'm dropping.
All right, Tim. NC State basketball
Mm-hmm.
has a new head coach, Justin Gainey. UNC basketball has a new head coach, Michael Malone. Duke will have the 5th season upcoming of John Shire. Cop or drop, one of those 3 gentlemen will win ACC Coach of the Year next season. Cop or drop.
Interesting.
One of those 3.
I think best chance would be Gainey, because I think expectations will be lowest for State, and they're gonna fund that from what I've heard. I think Michael Malone is either going to catch lightning in a bottle and this is going to be awesome, or this time next year there's going to be some real interesting conversations about that contract. Which, by the way, if you weren't listening earlier, Brian Murphy, WRAL investigative reporter, has a source telling him that Malone's contract, $8.3 million per year over 6 years. That's 6 years, $50 million.
Even Pete Thamel of ESPN also confirmed that as well.
It's a lot of money. You know what? It's 3 out of 18. That's probably I'm copping.
You'll cop that?
I'm copping. 3 for very different reasons could be ACC Coach of the Year. Probably not Shire, because he won it this past year, right?
Yes.
And going back to back with somebody who is seen as running a juggernaut, it's tough narrative wise.
Mm-hmm.
But I think either of the other two have a good chance if things you got to get a little lucky. Things got to break your way. It's all there.
Okay, cop or drop. Justin Gainey, Michael Malone, or John Shire will win a national championship as a head coach in the next 4 years. One of them will in the next 4 years. Cop or drop.
I'm copping. I think Shire's going to get there. There's only so many seasons you can put together one of the 3 best teams in the league, and then by the league I mean the country, and fall short. Obviously, they got to figure out some things, late game execution in the tournament, but I imagine they'll be working on it. Also, if you want just a real rabbit hole on the internet, what's his name? Is it Cameron Williams? Their recruit that is like a 6'11", 7-footer.
Mm-hmm.
He moves like he's 6'4". Go watch some highlight films. The guy can go. They don't rebuild, they reload. I also think Carolina, if they truly give the financial support that it appears they're at least talking a big game about, and they're paying Michael Malone a bunch, I think probably the best indicator of possibilities is cash. And if they actually do that, I think they have a good shot. And I've said this before, NC State, they have they catch magic as good as anybody. I don't know if they'll be as well funded or if they'll be as much of a favorite as the other two, but they can catch that lightning and ride the wave as well as anybody. So, I'll cop that.
All right, let's actually shift gears and go to a conversation we actually just had a little bit ago regarding the Carolina Panthers. The NFL draft is coming up. Like you said, 2 weeks and 2 days and 2 hours, Tim. Copper drop. The Carolina Panthers trade out of the 19th pick, either up or down. They trade out of that pick. Copper drop.
I'm dropping.
Okay. So they stay at 19.
Stay at 19 for this. It has nothing really to do with the Panthers. In my experience, this is anecdotal. This is just what I remember. The drafts that are seen as weaker lead to less trading. Because I think in most drafts there are people willing to trade back. But if you're trading back, especially with a first-round pick, you ask for the world. You want to swindle somebody. And at times you find people that are willing to pay that price, but it's only when it's seen as a very strong draft. I don't think it's the strongest draft in the world this year, so I don't think it's going to be very active. Now, having said that, there'll be 100 trades in the first round, but I just don't see it being super active. I saw one of the prices, like a suggested trade, I forget who it was now, moving up from 12 to 3, and the compensation was nothing. I was like, why in the world would 3 accept that? And basically, once you read the article or the analyst, the tweet thread, whatever it was, they're basically like, because the difference between 3 and 12 isn't that much this year. And I was like, well, then 3's just going to sit there and make the pick because they don't want to. They don't want to take that. And I think that's going to be a lot. I think there'll be teams that are willing to move back, but nobody willing to pay the price to move up, and that'll apply to that one as well.
All right, next one here regarding the Carolina Panthers. Cop or drop. Xavier Legette will be on the roster next season. Cop or drop.
Copping. I don't see anybody else trading for him, and rookie contracts are fully guaranteed. I've said this a bunch of times. If I were a friend of Xavier Legette or a advisor and he came to me for advice, I would say become really, really good at covering punts. I would say start, taking jugs to return punts and kicks. You're going to have to get in where you fit in. You can still have a 15-year NFL career. It hasn't started gangbusters as an offensive player, so you're going to have to start making your waves as like a fifth wide receiver on the roster, which, again, you can do, and you can live an unbelievable life, and maybe one day you'll turn into the thing your potential said you could be. But in the meantime, you gotta the more you can do, the more you can do your way to being on the roster. So that's what I would say. That's what I would tell them if I were a coach. And we're paying you anyway, so we're gonna try to get value out of it.
All right, next one up here. Let's actually shift focus to the ice. Cop or drop. Nick Deslauriers gets in a fight tonight. Cop or drop.
I'm dropping.
Okay.
I'm dropping. I just... We're probably to the... I don't even want to say that. I'm just dropping because I want him out there. I need him to skate in the system a little bit. I need him to be ready to do the thing that's called hockey. I know he's ready to do the thing called fight. I'd like that's stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But I think he just needs, I'm not playing him 20 minutes, but get him double-digit minutes tonight on the ice just to know if you have to. He's done it, you know what I mean? I think this is an experience gainer. That's what I'm going for.
If he skates double-digit minutes tonight, like 10-plus minutes, Canes are coasting to a win, in my opinion.
I think it's like 10, and yes, I hope they are coasting to a win. And
nice little comfortable 5-1 here.
Yeah, that did 3-0 early, and then however it goes from there, it goes from there.
Okay. Next one up here. Cop or drop. Speaking of the Carolina Hurricanes, they actually sit atop the Eastern Conference with 101 points. Tampa Bay has 102. They both have 5 games left in the season. Cop or drop. Also, Buffalo sitting at 102 points, but they only have 4 games left in the season. Cop or drop. Carolina Hurricanes finish atop the Eastern Conference with the most points. Cop or drop.
You said 104 for the Canes, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They're 2 points ahead of Tampa. They've played the same number of games. They're 2 points ahead of the Sabres, and they've played one less game than Buffalo. So they have a game in hand against Buffalo.
The hard part is I think part of this is a choice. I say this often, right? I don't like gambling on things that are choices. Mm-hmm. So when you see like a football spread that's like 38.5 points when Alabama's playing like Austin Peay, I go, well, that's just a choice of the Alabama head coach, right? Once they're up by 30, does he want to win by 40, or does he want to be lenient and win by 35? I don't like betting on choices. So I do think part of this is when Rod Brindamore and Eric Tolsky and the powers that be get together, do they decide to play their guys, or do they decide to rest them a bunch? Is it a 1 game, let's make sure they're healthy, or is it a 2 or 3 game, let's make sure they're healthy? So without knowing that, I think they do want to be that top seed. I think they will fight and scratch and claw to do so. I will cop them finishing with the most points in the Eastern Conference.
Okay, cop or drop. The Carolina Hurricanes with 1 point tonight. Just 1 point tonight. They clinch the Metropolitan Division. Cop or drop. Canes clinch the Met tonight. Cop or drop.
I am copping that they get at least 1 point tonight.
That's all I need, just 1.
You heard me say earlier that Nick Deslauriers, I want him to get double-digit minutes on the ice. So, yes, they better at least tie if Deslauriers is out there a bunch. And that is, like, at least tie. Yeah, I think they do. Clinch, figure out their plan from there. But it's always nice to win the division. It's always worth celebrating. It's the last home game. You want to clinch at home, right? Mm-hmm. You want to give the fans something to cheer for. So yeah, they do it tonight.
All right, last one up here for you. Cop or drop? Rory McIlroy repeats as Masters champion. Cop or drop?
I'm dropping.
Okay.
I am a Rory fan. I'm excited for him that he got the Grand Slam. It's not the course that best fits his game, right? It took him, like a decade, 11 years, something like that, to finish the Grand Slam. What are the chances he would do it twice? I think Rory will be in the mix, thinking like 9th. Thinking a backdoor top 10 for Rory. If you're looking for a winner, if you're gambling, I've got a strange feeling DeChambeau make some magic,
okay.
Which, I've had that feeling going into Masters in the past, and it hasn't worked out well for me. If Rahm is playing well, Fitzpatrick is a popular name. There's some dudes. There's some dudes. How about you? Give us a Masters champion.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
I mean, just going chalk here.
He hasn't been playing, for anyone not named Scotty, he's been playing great. For Scotty, he hasn't been playing great recently, but he does tend to level up in the big tournament, so it's not a bad pick at all. It's a very good pick.
I wish my bad game was as bad as Scotty Scheffler's bad game.
There's a lot of that in professional sports.
Yep.
Sometimes Rod Brindamore does that. He does I don't think we played very well. We played terrible. They won 3-1. I'm like, well, can't we all have that bad of a game? Scheffler very much is that. I played awful. You finished 7th and made $600,000. Shh. Let's get to first goal score prediction, shall we? Heathrow Automotive Group Hotline. Call in with your first goal scorer predictions. Who scores the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight in their final home game of the year against Boston? Call in now, 919-860-5326. Call in now. Who scores the first goal for the Canes, and in what period do they score it? 919-860-5326. Have to get you guys back in the rhythm. It's been a while since we've been able to do this. I'll give you, while Dennis lines up the callers, I'll give you the predictions from our 99.9 The Fan personalities. Adam Gold, host of the Adam Gold Show. Shane Gostisbehere in the first on the power play. Ghost has been on fire this year. Also, he added as an additional detail, Seth Jarvis gets the game winner in overtime. Victoria, the producer of the Adam Gold Show, she went to her usual, if you're like at a diner, right? You want the usual? She said yes. Jarvis in the first 10 minutes. Last home game fireworks is what she called it. Paul Ihander, Jordan Stahl in the first. And he did say this as well. 20th goal of the season, it would be for Jordan Stahl. And Paul thinks he wants to get that one at home to celebrate. He did call it a weird Stahl-esque goal. So something, a deflection, getting the blade on it at a weird angle. Something Stahl-esque. Max Gorin, the producer of Paul Ihander's show, next up with Paul Ihander. Stanky in the first. Dude's been on fire. We'll give you Dennis and mine after we hear from the callers. Brian in Holly Springs is up first. Brian, thank you very much for calling in. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
I've got a feeling it's going to be Martinook.
Okay.
In the first. Now, he's going to be coming out of the penalty box, so on a breakaway.
Martinook in the first, out of the box. Let me ask you this. What is he in the box for?
Fighting.
All right. We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for calling in. You are locked in. Good luck to you. Next up, we have Roy in Durham. Roy, who scores the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes and in what period?
I'm going with Ehlers in the first, and there's a good chance it'll be on the power play.
Ehlers in the first, power play opportunity. I like it, and you were very efficient with your call. So thank you very much, and good luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
There you go. Roy and Durham locked in. Ryan and Dunn up next. Ryan, keep it rapid fire. Who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period?
My son's favorite player is Aho, so we'll go Aho in the first. And talk to me, Shorty. Let's go shorthanded.
Okay. I always love a shorthanded goal, but we do have a house rule. If you call for a shorthanded goal, you have to tell us who's in the box.
Okay, so we'll go Svetch with one of his little leg swaps with a stick. A little bit of.
All right, you are locked in.
Trouble.
Svetch in the box. Aho with the shorty. That is a tried and true combo right there.
That's chalky right there. I like it.
That is a tried and true combo. Ryan, you're locked in. Good luck to you. And finally, we'll take another one today. We have David in Raleigh. David in Raleigh, first goal scorer predictions. What do you have for us?
I got Fetch in the first, lacrosse style.
Oh, that's a crowd favorite. Maybe not the most often, but I do appreciate a good Svetch. You are locked in.
Last game, so he's due.
All right. You are locked in. We appreciate it. Good luck to you. I've said this before, but you can read minds when Svetch starts thinking about attempting a Svetch, attempting the lacrosse goal. You see it for like 2 seconds before his gears start cranking and you get excited. Sometimes he goes for it. Sometimes he thinks better of it, but your adrenaline jumps. You can absolutely read his mind going like, whoa, I might be able to do it. He gets excited. Dennis, we need to hear from you. Who is the first goal scorer of the game tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes, and in what period do they score it?
You know, I think he builds off goal number 300. Give me 301 tonight, Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall tonight. Give me late in the first period off of a 3-on-2 rush. Gets a pass from Jackson Blake.
You know what? They're like, I know the season's almost over. Mm-hmm. We as a unit are very in rhythm with this team. Oh, you mean the Stankoven Blake Hall line are going to be buzzing and set each other up for a goal?
Yep.
We have the caller going, I'm going to take a shorty for Aho. It's like, you know what? We're right down the middle here.
Box, yep.
Svetch in the box, yep.
All tracks. Either there's power play, it all makes sense.
Yep. Stahl getting number 20, like would have been crazy to say that 4 months ago, but saying it now, it's like, yep, you're locked in. Everybody's kind of in rhythm. In which I do still have to make my choice, and I'm going until I get it right. Aho in the first.
There you go.
And it has happened since I started this streak. It just hasn't happened on a day where we had a show. It's happened on weekends only.
It's true.
He has since the Olympic break, because I've been tracking it, 1.05 points per game since the Olympic break, 21 points in 20 games. I called for 1.25. We might need like a 4-point game on a night like tonight, because who knows how many of these last 5 he's going to play. We might need a big average booster. So need to start early with the goal in the first. Maybe something along some kind of power play, getting a secondary assist just to tack on another, and then something for Jarvis, and then maybe one more goal. We need like a 4-point night.
By the way, Tom on our YouTube live chat says Jarvis first period. We have Comebread says Ehlers in the first on the power play. Assists from Svetch and Aho. We also have Rodney says Stanky stays red hot, gritty goal on a rebound, middle of the first. Frank and Boris both say Jordan Stahl gets their 20th tonight. Frank says Stahl gets a 5-on-5 tip late in the first period as well.
Again, all of these are, like, if I close my eyes, I can see them. Recent examples of all of these. We are in rhythm. Hopefully they are tonight at home against Boston. We'll talk more about that later on. Dennis, be ready for an if-then statement. It will be coming your way. It will be coming your way. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Maynard Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. Right? We're in rhythm as well. Your house is in rhythm right now. Everything's working well. You want to keep it that way. And if it ever goes off the rails, right, your top guys stop playing like top guys, to use a quote that's often said about the hockey team, right, your heating system, your cooling system, something that you depend on a lot, starts not playing like it's a top-line player, well, that's where you call Maynard Service Company, right? That's where you call it your assistant coach in there to work on your house. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, no matter what it is, Maynard Service Company knows how to get it back in rhythm, back playing well. Give them a call, 919-361-0993. Also, like good coaching happens every day, not just when there's a breakdown. You got to keep it maintained. You got to keep the maintenance up. Give them a call, set up a service schedule, set up a maintenance schedule. 919-361-0993. Or visit them online, MaynardServices.com. That's MAYNOR services.com. We'll be back with a game of will they or won't they? You'll see. It's all about the Canes coming up next.
Golf's first major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover golf's lasting tradition, the Masters. Find out if Rory McIlroy can recreate his Augusta magic or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Champion's Jacket. Coverage of the Masters on 99.9 The Fan is teamed up by Wilson Country Club, the premier private club of Eastern North Carolina.
For 20 years, the North Carolina Education Lottery has been creating winning moments where dreams become a reality and where hundreds of winners are made every day. Moments that add up to billions of dollars in wins. And we're nowhere near finished. Seize your winning moment with the new 20th anniversary scratch-off and digital instance game. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning on the scratch-off are 1 in 3.45. Approximate overall odds of winning a prize in the digital instance game are 1 in 3.75. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Inc. Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. My favorite place to go in the Triangle for the best wings on the planet. How about this special? Every Monday, half-priced wings all day. Dine-in only. Now that's a deal, baby. Everything on the menu is amazing. Pizza, apps, and always great drink specials. Visit any of their 5 Triangle locations and their pet-friendly patio, too. Online, buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
My buddy dies. I show up to the funeral. Open casket. We're still doing that? I've never understood open casket. I don't get it. It's like, you told me he was dead. I believed you.
From the Monday Morning Podcast, his hit film Old Dads, and his latest Grammy-nominated special on Hulu, comedian Bill Burr. Early show sold out. Late show added. April 8th at GPAC. Get tickets now at gpacnc.com. Don't miss Bill Burr.
Stank Holden. He and Spence fight for it. Good play by Blake. Now this will come back. Walker's shot. Rebound. Hall. He scores. Taylor Hall on the doorstep. Career goal. Number 300. And the Canes are down 2 with 2:29 left in the third.
At some point, I'm going to stop saying this, but that day is not today. Gosh, that Taylor Hall edition was underrated during the whole Mikko Rantanen drama. It's just fun to see. It's just fun to see. Fit in nicely. All right. Now that I'm done just reminiscing about a chaotic time for the front office, hopefully it's not as chaotic for the Canes over the next 5 games as they just get ready for the postseason. I mean, we've been saying it for how long, right? They can't prove anything to us in the regular season. It's all about the postseason. But there are 5 games left. And with 5 games left in an NHL season, you kind of get I don't know, an awareness of what goals or what records or what personal bests are within reach, and it becomes kind of exciting. I think of it almost similar to incentive season in the NFL, where guys know, like, hey, if I get 3 more catches, I get, an extra $200,000, and everybody's kind of aware and wants it to happen. Obviously, with the way NHL contracts are structured, it's not as financially motivated, but you still want guys to have like career best years. You still want them to reach milestones. So shout out to Ryan Henkel, who covers the team, put out a list of some new career milestones and some new just, round numbers that are within reach for Carolina Hurricanes. And we're going to play a game of, Dennis, will they or won't they? Where I'm going to give you a milestone or a career high for a player who's close. And depending on how far away they are, I'm going to ask, will they or won't they tonight?
Okay.
Or will they or won't they this season? Okay. And there's a few examples of how high will they go. So this is a really difficult to put in one quick title game show. We'll start with Sebastian Aho, right?
Okay.
Everybody knows that guy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Fishy.
Who doesn't?
He is 1 assist away from tying his career high of 53. He is sitting on 52 assists as it stands right now. Will he or won't he reach and or break his career high tonight against Boston?
Okay, so 1 assist away from tying career high. I say he ties it tonight. I don't know if he breaks it tonight, but I do see him. I do see a scenario tonight where he gets 1 goal, 1 assist.
And then also another goal and another assist, because I need the average to go
That's true.
up.
You do. You need the 4 points. You need the 4 points here. But I think he definitely ties tonight.
Okay.
And I think he will break it by the end of the season.
Beautiful. That one, just a little warm-up.
Just
a little warm-up.
That's a little softball here. A little soft toss.
Jackson Blake, he already has his career high in points, already has his career high in goals, already has his career high in assists. So we're looking at a nice round even number. He is 1 point away from 50. Will he or won't he reach 50 points tonight against Boston?
Well, my first goal scorer prediction is Taylor Hall getting a pass on the rush from Jackson Blake. So, yes, he actually absolutely breaks that tonight.
All right.
Or, he hits the 50-point mark tonight.
That's pretty good for Jackson Blake.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, by the way, if he'll get 50 by the end of the season. He'll get at least 1 more point by the end of the year. I can 100% see it happening tonight.
Just get it out of the way. Just stop thinking about it.
Stress.
Jalen Chatfield, this is not a will he or won't he. This is a how high will it go. He already has his career high in assists with 15.
Mm-hmm.
How high will it go?
I think he gets 1 more by the end of the season. I'll give him 16.
Set it at 16?
Because I'm going to factor in as well that some of these guys are going to probably sit for a couple of games.
And he
at the end of the year
has dealt with some stuff this year and last postseason as well. I think they definitely want him to be as healthy as possible going into the postseason. Seth Jarvis, this is a 3-parter.
Okay.
He is 1 shy of his career high in goals.
Mm-hmm.
He is 1 shy of his career high in assists. He is 1 shy of his career high in points. Will he or won't he for all 3 of those tonight? Will he or we'll go one at a time. Will he or won't he match his career high in goals? He would need to score 1 tonight.
Yeah.
Will he or won't he match his career high in assists? He would need 2 tonight.
Yeah, he gets 1 and 1 tonight.
Okay, well then the next one is also a yes.
Yeah.
There you go. That is another yes. We'll wait to see if we ever reach a no.
I know. We're factoring in like a 6-1 win here.
This is gonna have
by the way.
Alexander Nikishin.
Mm-hmm.
He is 5 points shy of the franchise rookie defenseman record. The record is 35. He has 30 points for a rookie defenseman. Will he or won't he in the 5 games remaining? He'd have to obviously, I can do math, point per game if he plays all 5. Will he or won't he at least tie the rookie defenseman's points record?
5 points in 5 games. Not that he's incapable of doing it, but I just don't see it happening. So I say he doesn't reach that 35-point mark, but he's at 30 now. I think he gets 2. I think he gets 2 more by the end of the season.
Still really good.
I know. Absolutely.
By the way, that would be, I believe, a since relocation record.
Yes.
And right now he's already tied with Pronger, so
not bad.
Good
Chris
company.
Pronger, good company.
Nikolai Ehlers, already a career high in assists, already a career high in points. How high will each of those go? 41 assists, 65 points is where he sits right now.
I'll go with, again, I'm going to factor in some guys resting a little bit. I'll go 43 on the assists, so 2 more assists, and I think he gets 3 more points. Actually, you know what? 4 more points. Very nice number to end the season.
2 more assists, 2 more goals. Very nice. Yeah, you can do the math. Let's get to some fun ones here. Jordan Stahl, 1 goal shy of his first 20-goal season in a decade since the 2015-2016 season. Will he or won't he reach 20 goals tonight against Boston?
Tonight?
Tonight.
I think he gets the empty netter.
Oh.
Gets the empty netter. Jordan Stahl empty netter tonight. Let's go.
All right, and then...
Actually, I don't know, like a 6-1 win. He gets the empty netter. It's possible. Hey, you know what?
There's a lot of points going around on this one if your predictions are right. Take the over, ladies and gentlemen. Logan Stankoven, career high in goals with 18.
Mm-hmm.
He is also 1 point shy of his new career high in points. Does he reach a career high in points tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay.
I don't think he gets it tonight, but he will reach that mark, and I think he does hit the 20-goal mark as well.
That was going to be my next one. So
I think he hits the 20-goal mark. I think in the next couple of games, he buries a couple more to hit that 20-goal mark, and he hits over 40 points this season.
Andrei Svechnikov.
Mm-hmm.
1 goal and 1 assist shy of his career highs in each. 1 goal shy of his career high in goals, 1 assist shy of his career high in assists, and conveniently, he is 2 points shy of his career high in points. I only have to ask the first two because if they're both yes, then you move on.
Then he matches, yeah.
Does he reach his career high in goals, which would be 30?
Tonight?
Yes, tonight against Boston.
I will say not tonight, but he matches the assist tonight.
Okay, so he gets an assist tonight.
He gets an assist tonight, but he does get at least 1 more goal. I think he actually does finish with 2 more goals and then 2 more assists the rest of the way, and he breaks his career mark.
So that would be, let me do some math here. That'd be 31 goals, and is that 40 assists?
Yeah.
Good for Andre in our mythical
71-point season.
Happens. That's a pleasant surprise. Your guy. Your guy. Sean Walker. 1 assist from a new career high. That would be 20. 3 points away from matching his career best. That'd be 29. And again, shout out to Ryan Henkel for assembling all of this. We'll start with the assists. Does he, this season, reach his career high in assists? He is 1 away.
The rest of the season, yes. He gets 1 more the rest of the way.
Well, then he gets exactly 1 or at least 1?
I think he gets at least 1.
Okay.
I don't know if he gets the 3 points to reach his career mark, though. I see him getting 1 more assist the rest of the way on a shorthanded goal.
Who's in the box? You know the house rules.
Oh, that's going to be Jackson Blake for a hook.
All right. Last one we have for you.
Okay.
Eric Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
2 goals shy of matching his career high. Can he find 2 goals in the next 5 games, assuming he plays them? Although he wasn't morning skate, by the way. He was not. Delorier was taking his spot in the lineup.
Again, I think we're going to see some guys rotating, especially even the bottom 6. You're going to see guys rotating. So he's not playing tonight, which definitely hurts his chances. I'm going to say no. Not that he's incapable, but I'm just going to say no because, again, it would not be surprising, again, someone who's dealt with an upper body injury at a couple of different points this season. It wouldn't surprise me if he only plays in 2 more games the rest of the way.
All right, now
after tonight.
We total all of that up.
Yeah.
Every prediction you just made, and they're going to score 112 goals tonight. No,
yes.
But 112 could be your answer here. The last one, the Canes are sitting at 104 points. They have 5 more games. I can give you the teams
so
here.
They can reach 114?
That would be if they run
Win
the
out.
table here. Boston tonight at home. Thursday, they start a road trip. They go at Chicago, Saturday at Utah, Monday at Philly, Tuesday on the island, on Long Island. Anyway, they're playing the Islanders.
Yeah.
How high does it go? What is their final season point total? Again, they are sitting right now atop the Metropolitan with 104.
I think they go 3-1-1 down the stretch. So 7 points, so that puts them at 111.
It's a good number.
Yep.
It's a very good number.
I think they win tonight.
Straight up?
Mm-hmm.
From your lips to the hockey god's ears, I hope you are correct.
I think they win tonight. They win in Chicago. They lose against Utah. Beat the Flyers. 3-1-1. Win tonight. Win against Chicago. Lose straight up to the to Utah. They have an overtime loss against the Flyers, and then they beat the Islanders at the end of the year.
3-1-1.
3-1-1.
111 points. We'll see if you're right. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. By the way, everybody, don't forget tomorrow we're going to start qualifying for some of you for our 5K Slapshot Showdown. If you want to show that you can win 5K Slapshot Showdown, that's tomorrow. You'll have a shot at playoff tickets. You'll have a shot at maybe $5,000. It is the 5K Slapshot Showdown. Qualifying starts tomorrow. Make sure you're listening. More details then. Before we move on and get to the starting 5, Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Out there in the Village District location in Raleigh, that's where the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop is located. Inside Bailey's at their Village District location, it's where their Omega Boutique is. Listen, I give advice, right? That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to tell you to go check out Bailey's Fine Jewelry. But part of the reason I'm doing it and being as not vague, but I try to mention everything they have, is because I understand we all have different styles. I understand the watches that I find cool, you might not. The watches that you find cool, your friend might not. But the key is finding something that makes you feel good. Wear it, look good, feel good, play good. I have a chronograph on my wrist right now, right? Which means if anyone wants to race, I can time you. Now, some of you might go, well, why do you need all that technology? Why do you need that? Okay, fine. You might not need it. You might want something straight up, just the dial. You might want something more durable for work. You might want something that can go underwater. You might want something that's hand wound. You might want everybody. There's so many different ideas. The only way for you to find out what makes you feel good wearing it is head to Bailey's Fine Jewelry and try some on. Talk to Josh. Talk to Nicole. Talk to everybody over there. They'll make sure you're in good hands. They are absolute experts, as they all are at Bailey's. Just let them know when you stop in at Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Village District location in Raleigh, that you heard about it from me, Tim, right here on 99.9 The Fan. Tell them I want you to feel powerful. Go get the good stuff. Let you try on the good stuff. Let you try on the vintage Rollies. Try on the moon watches. Try on the gold dial. How about that? A little gold bezel action. Do it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll take a break. Starting 5 next.
Golf's first major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover golf's lasting tradition, the Masters. Find out if Rory McIlroy can recreate his Augusta magic or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Champion's Jacket. Coverage of the Masters on 99.9 The Fan is teamed up by Wilson Country Club, the premier private club of Eastern North Carolina.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too. Extra value meals are back.
Now for just $5, get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, hash browns, and small premium roast coffee. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Push returns to headline this spring with a killer lineup based on music from their critically acclaimed new album, I Beat Loneliness. The Land of Milk and Honey Tour with special guests Mammoth and James and the Cold Gun. In a show bound to rock as hard as it sounds. April 14th, Redhead Amphitheater, Raleigh. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Southern States Mazda Concert Series.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped, opt out.
Hey man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
Just text them, see if you qualify. $750? Boom! And right now, they're offering a $75 bonus when you set up an eligible direct deposit.
Think I should call her back?
Yeah.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Hurry and receive an extra $75 sign-up bonus right now. Text BETTER to 323232. That's BETTER to 323232. BETTER to 323232.
Paycheck advance is offered by Fineco Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com/radio or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
The Canes light the lamp here. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs, 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Kat Campbell. Be sure to grab your jacket tonight and in the morning. We even have the threat for some patchy frosts to develop. If you can cover up your plants tonight, I recommend doing so. Lows dip into the mid-30s. Wednesday, we'll see partly cloudy skies return with highs only near 60.
5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 85 points today to 46,584.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do have the starting five coming your way, but first we have another way that you might be able to win. Yeah, got your attention, didn't you? Visit 999thefan.com or download our app if you haven't done so already, 99.9 The Fan. Google Play or App Store, available completely for free. 99.9 The Fan. And at either 999thefan.com or the app, you can enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Bill Burr at DPAC. Ready for this? Tomorrow. Do we call it concert? I don't know. The performance, the comedy show is tomorrow at DPAC, April 8th. If you want to see Bill Burr, head right now to 999thefan.com or to your phone where you already have the 99.9 The Fan app downloaded or where you can download it and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Bill Burr. Hilarious.
That'd be a pretty awesome show.
Hilarious. And then spend all night tonight watching Bill Burr stand-ups so you're ready. Go back to some of the old ones. I'm not going to do the bits because he does them better than I ever could, but they're funny. I'll put it that way. Be weird if I described stand-up comedy tickets we were giving away any other. We're giving away some stand-up comedy tickets. It's melodic. No, it's hilarious and you will laugh. Enjoy it if you win, which you can only win if you go to 999thefan.com or the app and enter. There you go. I've told you, it's in your hands. What's in my hands, you could argue 5 fingers in my hands, is the starting five.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
On the latest episode of As the Portal Turns.
I heard Carolina is dating a new coach. And everybody left them. Not everybody. I think he's going to be courting Henry Vasar. I heard Duke's on the outs with Darren Harris. That two-faced Will Wade, is he going to be taking NC State players? Next time on As the Transfer Portal Turns. The portal's been open since midnight. Since midnight, it's been open. I can update you. This was as of the beginning of our show, but I haven't, during social media and commercials, seen any additional updates. Carolina Tar Heels, men's basketball players that have put their name in the portal or who have said they are going to. Jaden Young, Kyan Evans, Zayden Hyde, Derek Dixon, Jonathan Powell, Isaiah Dennis, and James Brown. Now it's a bit eye-opening in terms of number, but Henry Vasar, Jaron Stevenson, Luka Bogovat has not as of yet. And if you were drafting players to not go in the portal, I think Derek Dixon would be in the mix with the three, meaning Vasar, Stevenson, and Bogovat. But other than that, you're kind of getting your wish. Michael Malone, let's see you sell, right? Let's see you convince these guys to come back. NC State, Matt Abel, their stud freshman who came off the bench this year. He is in the portal, and Cole Clower, who is actually kind of still a recruit. He showed up on campus, but he was injured, so he was rehabbing at NC State, enrolled. He's in the transfer portal. He has not appeared in a game for NC State, so we'll see how that situation turns. But he did say leaving the door open for State to be where he ends up. Just, I guess, wants to feel out his options. And then Duke, as far as I know, just Darren Harris in the transfer portal. Rising junior, has been a role player at times, has been a probably less than that at times for Duke. Former really, really high recruit. He's going to have a chance to resurrect his career somewhere. He's going to be given a big opportunity somewhere, but it doesn't appear as if it's going to be at Duke. But here's the more exciting part, right? The transfer portal giveth just as it taketh away, right? So you can be really upset. Like if you're a Carolina fan, oh no, 7 players are in the portal and Seth Trimble's graduating, that's 8, and Caleb Wilson's definitely going pro, that's 9, oh no. Or you could think about it like this. There's a bunch of people that are leaving other teams. They might be upgrades. You just need Michael Malone to take all that cash that he's being given to go spend it wisely. You don't really judge the transfer portal based on who leaves. You have to do the math, right? You don't judge a business based on how much they spend. Because if they're making twice as much money, then they're doing all right? That's a healthy business. We spent $100 million last year. Oh no, what a terrible business. We made $2.8 billion. Never mind, what a great business. So that's kind of where we're at now, right? Like UNC transfer portal, you're losing 7 guys. Oh no. We're bringing back 7 All-Americans. Oh, great business, right? It's you don't know yet. You don't know what the second part of the equation is. Same with State. And also, I'm sure there are players still, feeling it out, right? Like a Paul McNeil, like a Luka Bogovic. They might want to hear from the next coach a little bit more, right? They might want to see what the vision is before they make their decisions. The portal is open for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You can put your name in. Obviously, you can commit out once you're in the portal as long as you want. But there's nothing that says you have to go into the portal today if you want to be in the portal. And do you know what might be a lesson the players could learn from the schools recently? You know how I always say, do not fire a coach, do not bench a player unless you know you have somebody better to replace them with? I would say, do not go in the portal unless you know somebody in the portal wants you. Going in the portal, ready for this? As Dennis, you can appreciate this because you're a fiance at the moment. You are engaged. Yes. I think it's wild when people propose and they don't know they're getting a yes. Like 100%, you should know what that answer is before you ask, right? That's how I always looked at it, right? You better know with 100% certainty you're getting a yes.
Yeah, you better have that conversation before.
You better, at least in code, right? At least talk about it like, hey, so what do you where do you see yourself in 3 years? Like, hey, am I in that picture? Those are sort of things that I do think with the portal. Like, you're going in the portal and you don't already have the yes? Listen, everybody is tampering. Everybody is working backdoor channels. You're going in blind and hoping? Wild move. I would only go in the portal if I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt there was somebody out there that was waiting with a yes. Now, that's not to say I might not play the field once I'm in there, but I better have the yes from somebody that I would enjoy going to before I hit the portal. 100%, the way that this is the Wild Wild West. That is, and we'll talk more about this towards the end of the show. That is number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
I feel great about playing football right now.
Carolina Panthers are in the midst of getting ready for the NFL draft, which is 2 weeks, 2 days, and about 2 hours from getting started. It's actually more hours than that, but just felt good. Little alliteration. They are also in the midst of what they call top 30 visits. Each team can bring in 30 prospects to their facility for a in-person visit. They call them top 30 visits. Today, Diego Pavia, quarterback, Vanderbilt. Do you know what's fascinating about that decision? He's about 5'10", about 200 and change.
207. 5'10", 207.
walking around. I'd say a little bit less than that. The Panthers, are they just seeing if they still like short quarterbacks?
I guess.
I mean, you put him and Bryce Young in the same quarterback room. Maybe that's why they're doing it. Oh, I just had the epiphany.
Do
you remember when Bryce Young, his first training camp for the Carolina Panthers, it might have even been a rookie camp, and the picture went super viral of him standing next to the offensive lineman because he looked little, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm like, "That's the only thing we knew about him." Right? The whole draft lead up was he's small. Is that okay? Can you overlook it? And then a picture went viral and everyone was like, oh my goodness. But if you had Diego Pavia just to stand next to Bryce in pictures, you'd be like, all right, yeah, he's the same size as the other quarterbacks. For narrative, for PR, it's a good move. Kenny Pickett could like chop off a couple inches on his shins. He'd fit right in. That was the issue. Andy Dalton was too big by comparison. No, they've had, as far as I know, and I've perused, I've searched all the insiders, all the beat writers, 13 top 30 visits thus far for the Panthers. Before we move on, I'll read them to you. I think it's interesting. 3 separate quarterbacks have come in. Haynes King, football player. They should change his position from quarterback to football player from Georgia Tech. Baron Morton, quarterback from Texas Tech. You want a fun fact about Morton? There was an article on The Athletic where they went around the entire country and asked players what they did with their NIL. Most were like, I invested. I bought a car. I bought my mom an apartment. He bought like 210 acres in Texas that he's leasing out to hunters right now. There you go.
Nice.
Fun fact.
There you go.
Baron Morton. I don't think it's necessarily close to any major city. It's just he owns a bunch of acres. Omar Cooper and Casey Concepcion, both wide receivers. Cooper from Indiana, Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. Many are familiar with him from his first 2 years in college at NC State. A couple of tight ends have been brought in. Daquan Wright from Ole Miss and Oscar Delp from Georgia. A couple of offensive linemen, a tackle from Memphis, Travis Burke, and a more versatile player from Texas A&M, Chase Basantis. Safety from LSU, A.J. Halsey. Defensive back from South Carolina, Jalen Kilgore. Running back from Indiana, Kalen Black. I thought that one was weird. I don't even think he's the best running back from Indiana, but different story. And then a defensive tackle from Texas A&M, Tyler. I apologize if I mispronounce this. Onyedim. A lot of Texas A&M there. There you go. Those are the 13 top 30 picks, top 30 draft visits, I should say, that I've been able to track down for you for the Panthers. That's number 4. Let's hit number 3.
They said I couldn't do it. They tried to tell me I was ass, man. What are they talking about? Hell no. They tried to tell me I was ass. Niggas stupid.
That is directly from the Instagram of, correct? Elliot Cadeau?
That's correct.
Former point guard for UNC and most outstanding player of the Final Four for the national champion Michigan Wolverines. Listen, Carolina fans, be excited about Michael Malone, right? Get ready to cheer on Caleb Wilson in the NBA. Do everything you can to get Henry Vasar to recommit coming back to UNC. If there was any beef between any of you and Elliot Cadeau, he's winning right now. Right? And to the victor writes history, right? He is the most outstanding player of the Final Four and a national champion. Are you ready for I know the answer to the question, but it's a funny question to ask, Dennis. What are the requirements for a Carolina player to get his number in the rafters?
At Carolina, to get your number in the rafters in just terms of being honored?
Yep.
All-American.
Your jersey in the rafters. Sorry, not your number. It's not a retired situation. It's a jersey.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, All-American.
Yep.
National Player of the Year. Final Four MVP. There's a few other ones to just have. Yeah.
Most outstanding player of the Final Four.
Yeah, that's right. Final Four MVP, yeah.
That would mean Elliot Cadeau is eligible for his number to go in the Carolina rafters.
That's true. That's true.
All right, everybody. Do you know what else is funny about the championship for Michigan? Myron Metcalf of ESPN tweeted this out. This is from Myron Metcalf, ESPN. I asked a Michigan assistant how it felt to win it all as he celebrated on the floor at Lucas Oil Stadium. He said it was better than he had imagined. He had another thought, too. I'm thinking about the portal, he said, opens in 16 minutes. A national championship winning assistant coach was on the floor celebrating the national championship and counting down the minutes to the point that he knew 16 until the portal opened. Lessons, everybody. Lessons. Do you know what that is? That is the modern-day equivalent of a story that Rasheed Wallace tells all the time. When you ask Rasheed Wallace, obviously a Carolina legend, when you ask Rasheed Wallace why he went to the Tar Heels, he talks about watching Dean Smith win a national championship on TV, and then the next day he gets, I think it was home from school. He got home from school, and he walked in, and his mom said, there's some coaches here to see you. And it was Phil Ford, and it was Dean Smith in his living room. And he looked at him, and he was like, what are you doing? Why are you here? You should be celebrating. You just won a national championship. And they were like, we are exactly where we should be. We're trying to win the next one, and we need you. When coaches are thinking about the portal immediately after the NCAA tournament championship that they won, they're not trying to win just one. They're trying to win 10 of them things. And Michigan knows how they win theirs. They hit the portal aggressively. You could argue the 4 best players on their, maybe 5 best players on their team last year were this year were recent additions from the portal. So take that. Also, shout out to UConn. Give them some credit. 3 finals in 4 years is bananas. Alex Karaban did not pass Bobby Hurley. Getting my Hurleys confused. Did not pass Bobby Hurley. Tied Bobby Hurley for second most NCAA tournament wins in history. Christian Laettner, 21. Karaban and Hurley tied with 18. Do you think that bothers Danny Hurley? Couldn't get his guy to pass his brother?
Maybe.
I think it does. That is number 3. How about number 2?
Just the two of us. Nikishin. Side of the net out in front. Good chance to score on the power play. The rebound. And Logan Stankoven continues to stay red hot. His 18th of the year. 3rd on the power play. 1-0 Carolina.
Carolina Hurricanes play tonight. They are hosting Boston in the final home game. The Bruins in the final home game of the Canes season, regular season. They've obviously already punched their ticket to the postseason, so we know they'll be back in Lenovo. But for the regular season, tonight's the last home game, and they have an opportunity to clinch the division at home. They need at least an overtime loss. They just need 1 point to clinch the division. Dennis, I told you to be ready for an if-then statement, so here we go. I'm going to actually ask you, we'll just keep it one.
Okay.
If blank happens, then the Canes beat Boston.
If the Carolina Hurricanes get 2 5-on-5 goals from their top line, they win tonight.
5-on-5 specifically?
Yes.
They've been a bit underwhelming over the last, couple of weeks, 5-on-5. It's been masked by the fact that they've been darn near legendary on special teams. 5-on-5 from the top line. You said 2 of them?
Yep, 2 of them. I will say this though, over the last couple of games, they actually have been producing at 5-on-5. At least that top line has been. So I know, for example, Seth Jarvis had a even strength goal the other day. Actually had 2 even strength goals Seth Jarvis did in the win against the Islanders. So he had 2 even strength goals in that game, and then Andrei Svechnikov had an even strength goal as well against the Ottawa Senators. So last couple games, they've had 3 even strength goals, which is a good sign. I want them to score a 5-on-5 as well. Don't get me wrong, the power play, love it too, but I'd like to see it 5-on-5 goals as well. You just get less power plays in the postseason.
I'm going to throw a copper drop that you threw at me earlier back at you.
Oh, okay.
Nick Delorier gets in a fight. Copper drop. By the way, if you're just tuning in, Jordan Martinook, Jordan Stahl, both were skating this morning at morning skate. Brandon Bussey was in the starter's crease. Nick Delorier appeared as if he were preparing to skate on the 4th line. Robinson would be the one getting the the night off.
I'll cop it. I say it happens.
It'll be exciting.
Those Bruins, goons.
It'd be exciting. That is number 2. Let's get to number 1.
The one!
It is officially official as of this afternoon. Double stamp to triple stamp. Michael Malone is the next head coach of the Carolina Tar Heels. The board of whatever and the powers that be of whatever approved the contract for Michael Malone. It will be, according to multiple reporters that have the sources, $8.3 million per year over 6 years for Michael Malone. Now, that is the extent of the details that I have seen. So we don't know buyout. We don't know guarantees. We don't know all that. But $50 million over 6 years is a lot of change. That's a lot of scratch. And that makes him, based on the reporting we've seen, and obviously private schools don't have to be as forthcoming with their salaries for their coaches and things, but of the known salaries, that makes him the second highest paid college coach.
He's up there at least top 5.
We'll say comfortably top 5.
Yeah, Bill Self makes $8.8 million a year at Kansas. You have Danny Hurley up at UConn making that has signed that exact same contract in the summer of 2024. 6 years, $50 million after he won his second consecutive national championship.
I think some people might get paid off this contract.
Might.
There might be some agents calling some teams right now going, well, the market has risen. My clients would like another conversation.
What's Dusty May doing right now?
So hopefully celebrating. I mean, he's probably making calls in the portal. Hopefully celebrating. Actually, let's quick conversation here. I'm disappointed in the celebrations for basketball championships. The championship, after you win, clock is triple zeros. It's the one time where you don't have to worry about another game. Go nuts. Players are like, oh, I've been there before. They just were too calm. I want to see tears. I want to see emotion. I want Michael Jordan taking the trophy and laying down on the ground and letting waterworks happen. Michigan was very cool. Very cool. We won. Very cool. High five. Very cool. Thanks, coach. Then they went in the locker room and screamed about haters.
Speaking of Michael Malone's contract, this was just emailed out about 5 minutes ago from North Carolina. This is actually his contract. So his salary for the 2026-2027 season is $7.5 million annualized. Goes up to $8 million, then 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, then 9 in the final year of the contract. He gets some bonuses if he's ACC Coach of the Year, $50,000. If he's National Coach of the Year, Naismith, the NABC, the AP, $100,000. If their APR as a school is greater than 97.5, it's $75,000. ACC Regular Season Championship, $100,000. ACC Tournament Championship, $100,000. Sweet 16 participation, $150,000. Elite 8, $200K. Final Four, $200K. National Championship, $500K. So total performance bonus eligibility is $1.75 million.
It's good money.
Yeah.
It's good work if you can get it.
He also has a relocation payment of $75,000 lump sum.
$75,000?
For a lump sum payment upon relocation to and for temporary housing in Chapel Hill.
Who is he paying to move him, though? The Rock?
Might be.
How much stuff do you have? I mean, good for him.
Here's some buyout numbers.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, so buyout numbers. Prior to April 1st, 2027, $8 million buyout. Prior to April 1, 2028, $6.5 million. Prior to April 1st, 2029, $5 million. Prior to April 1st, 2030, $3.5 million. Prior to April 1st, 2031, $2 million. Prior to April 1st, 2032, $500,000.
Do we know if that applies to college jobs, pro jobs, all jobs, any jobs?
Let's see. Buyout. If coach terminates without cause other than for permanent retirement from coaching or to accept a position outside of coaching on or before June 30th, 2032, coach will pay UNC liquidated damages in the accordance of those amounts I just gave you. 50% of such amount shall be due within 60 days of the effective date of termination, and the remaining 50% shall be within 1 year of the effective date of termination. So basically, if he takes any other coaching job, those are the buyouts.
I think it's very important that they have those things in place.
So yeah, there's his contract.
Again, it's good work if you can get it, but also there's a different. I don't want to like yesterday. I asked if there was more eyeballs and more pressure on a Carolina coach than even on a Denver Nuggets coach coaching the MVP, but that might not be the right way to describe it. There is a different pressure on a Carolina coach than a professional coach. Probably for better, although it's changing now with the money being paid to players. Coaches wear more of the credit and blame in college. It's put on your shoulders more. If a player messes up, you should have had them more prepared. And the pros, some of those guys, right, if you're making $60, $70 million a year, they're gonna eat some of that blame for you. I'm interested to see how this all goes. I completely understand if Carolina fans are a bit cautious in their, like, let's see how it goes before they get too excited. I also understand if you're going nuts and saying it's the best hire ever because it's exciting and, new coaches always bring new energy. Do you know what I think will actually play well and it's underrated about Michael Malone? Did you see his parade speech when the Nuggets won? Let's just say he was having himself a good time. And you could see, like, some of the personality, some of the fun that maybe coaches don't let everybody see snuck out. And he was having a heck of a time. I think he'll be a more fun coach to play for in college than you probably would assume if you just saw, like, his post-game pressers with the Nuggets or some other jobs that he's had. We'll see, though. We'll be along for the ride. We'll be watching. His introductory press conference will be in about a half hour, and you'll be able to hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. We'll take it live and go from there.
By the way, after numbers game, I'm going to give you some other fun numbers that are built into this contract and some other fun stuff.
All right.
So there you go.
After numbers game. We'll grab numbers game contestants after Dennis tells you this.
That's right. Dennis Cox here real quick. My friends over at Law Tigers. If you're in a new area, maybe you're riding your motorcycle around in an area that you're not used to, be cautious when you're out there on the road. Sometimes you get to do places you're not understanding. Maybe there's some different traffic patterns that you're used to. There might be a side street where someone's going to pull in front of you. You just don't know that side street is sitting over there. Some weird potholes. Keep all these things in mind when you go out there for a ride as a motorcycle rider. Be prepared as best as you can. Even though if you are prepared, accidents can happen. This is where Law Tigers steps in to help you. Give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, even before you contact the insurance company. Your case evaluation with Law Tigers, it's always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Maybe you got into a car accident, a motorcycle accident, even in the last several months. The insurance company isn't doing everything that you expect them to. Still give Law Tigers a call. Again, your case evaluation is always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. So give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, or visit lawtigers.com. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, needs numbers game contestants. The prize for today, a 4-pack of tickets to Range Fest at The Range at True North in Oxford, North Carolina on April 11th, so coming up shortly. It's all presented by Capital Range and Firearms. If you want to win the 4-pack, that's more than a pair. Right? I know I always say pair. Don't assume. There's a 4-pack. If you want to win the 4-pack of tickets to Range Fest, call in now and play the numbers game. The number to call, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. One more time. We need 2 contestants. 919-860-5326. Numbers game next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Boston.
Andre Svechnikov muscles his way in. Sends it across Sherman. He scores! Seth Jarvis!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck Drop at 7.
Jarvis and Aho scores! Carolina with a 3-2 lead.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. If you've been in the market for a new home or just wanted to take advantage of lower rates, Recent events have shown exactly why Miller Lending chose to offer a way around bad timing with our no closing cost program. With no fees rolled in or charged, including the cost of title insurance, you can simply close on today's rates and refinance free of charge as rates improve. Over the past several months, we spoke to numerous borrowers who had heard rates were coming down and chose to wait. We explained that if rates did fall, you could simply update a few documents and refinance again, but why take the chance? So when rates spiked to 0.5% recently, not only was I disappointed that we couldn't help those who waited, but also for those buying a home who just saw a sharp increase to their monthly payment. So while we can't control the market, we can offer an alternative. Eliminate timing and say goodbye to closing costs forever. 919-447-3377 or simply apply online at millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
It's bow time. There's something special about the first bite of a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit. Like an edible alarm clock that slaps you awake with bold Cajun flavor. The moment you sink your teeth into that soft, fluffy, made-from-scratch biscuit, then strike gold with a juicy piece of fried chicken, you'll know. Nothing beats the first bite. Except the second first bite. Get a Cajun Filet biscuit combo today at Bojangles. It's bow time.
It's bow time. Time to satisfy your craving for Cajun with a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit. Enjoy a Cajun fried filet tucked inside a hot made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Make it a combo and add your choice of fixin' and legendary sweet tea. And remember, Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuits are served all day, every day. Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
It's back. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale at the Carscott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards April 10th through the 12th. And it's bringing the largest inventory and deepest discount of the year. Save thousands off top brands. On-site financing to get you approved and on the water. Boats in stock and priced to move now. Test ride your boat at delivery. Get in a new boat or upgrade in time for summer. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale, April 10th through the 12th at the Carscott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. As always, we have a great prize today. It is a 4-pack of tickets to Range Fest coming up here in the not-too-distant future. The contestants for today are Nick in Greenville and Cody in Raleigh. That's Nick in Greenville and Cody in Raleigh. They'll be competing in jersey number trivia to find out who gets the tickets. As always, we'll bring them each onto the show one at a time, and they will answer a question. We'll ask them the same question. Dennis will pick his favorite answer, and that person will get to go first. Let's start with Nick in Greenville. Nick, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. The question for today, we're just going to go to a tried and true. Actually, this is maybe not as tried and true as some. During the show today, I've been watching I haven't been watching, but I've been noticing on our TV, it's some kind of high school all-star game. There's college all-star game. There's dunk contest, there's three-point contest. So I'll ask you this. What is the best all-star game in sports?
It's got to be the NBA. Like, if I could say NBA skills competition, that's always been the best.
All right. Dennis, any follow-ups?
None.
All right. We go to Cody then. Cody, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, we're going with the same question. In honor of this college basketball all-star festivities that's been on the TV here in the studio, what is the best all-star game in sports?
Right now, I guess MLB with the skill stuff before the game right now.
All right, MLB. Dennis, any follow-ups?
No.
All right, you get to pick between NBA and festivities or MLB and festivities. Nick went with NBA, Cody with MLB.
I'll probably go NBA All-Star Weekend. To me is boring nowadays. So I'm going to go Cody with the MLB. The correct answer we're looking for is Four Nations, because that's essentially what that is on the NHL. I'll go with Major League Baseball on this one.
All right.
Because at least it's the closest thing you actually get to a game as opposed to just All right, let's just throw some lobs.
They're cool lobs, though.
They are.
So Cody gets to go first. Nick, don't worry. You'll have your chance. Just have to sit on hold. Just how we decide who goes first. Cody, are you ready to pick a category?
Yep.
All right, they are. The categories are NFL players, all-time Carolina Panthers roster, NBA players, all from the Southwest Division, Formula One drivers, that's F1, or hurricanes throughout history, NHL.
I'll go NFL.
Okay, these are all Carolina Panthers throughout history. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock, one pass if you need it. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
All right, your time will start when you hear the horn. Frank Reich, Carolina Panthers.
6.
Incorrect. Teteroa McMillan, Carolina Panthers.
4.
Correct. Richard Marshall, Carolina Panthers.
25.
Incorrect. Frank Reich, Carolina Panthers.
88.
Incorrect. Richard Marshall, Carolina Panthers.
84.
Incorrect. Frank Reich, Carolina Panthers.
Pass.
Jason Baker, Carolina Panthers. You were breaking up a little bit there, but I heard enough to know you were wrong when you were wrong. You'd go like 4, and I just knew there was no 4,
right.
so you were good. Frank Reich, 14. Richard Marshall, 31. Jason Baker, 7. You did get Teteroa McMillan to avoid the shutout. Stay on the line, and we'll see if that is enough for the win. That brings us to Nick. Nick, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NBA players from the Southwest Division, Formula One drivers, or NHL hurricanes throughout history.
NBA players.
NBA players, Southwest Division. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock, one pass if you need it. You do need at least 2 for the win. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Zion Williamson, New Orleans Pelicans.
Number 1.
Correct. De'Aaron Fox, San Antonio Spurs.
12.
Incorrect. Kevin Durant, Houston Rockets.
12.
Incorrect. De'Aaron Fox, San Antonio Spurs.
4.
Correct. Max Christie, Dallas Mavericks.
13.
Incorrect. Kevin Durant, Houston Rockets.
1.
Incorrect. Max Christie, Dallas Mavericks.
14.
Incorrect. Kevin Durant, Houston Rockets. That's enough for the win. You sound disappointed, but 2 is all you needed, and 2 is what you got.
I knew it wasn't 35.
It is
I just couldn't think of it.
7 for Kevin Durant with Houston. 7 is what we were looking for. Max Christie, 0-0 with Dallas, but it doesn't matter. 2 is all you needed, and 2 is what you got, so you're going to Range Fest. Congratulations.
Woo! Thanks.
You're very welcome. Stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize. How about that, everybody? How about that? A little 2-versus-1 matchup. Not high scoring, pitcher's duel, but a win is a win is a win, and the prize is going his way.
Little defensive struggle out there.
Yeah, exactly. Goalies were standing on their head. That would be me. I guess I wasn't doing my job passing along the info and giving them the telepathy to know the numbers. Speaking of hockey, that's an excellent little transition there, unintentional. Tomorrow we will begin qualifying some of you. So pay attention, right? I might tell you to call in. I might tell you to do something, but you're going to want to be calling in tomorrow. You're going to want to be listening in, I should say, tomorrow when we qualify some of you for our 5K Slap Shot Showdown. You'll have a shot to win playoff tickets. We're talking hockey here. Playoff tickets and maybe $5,000. That is $5,000. I feel like I have to say it again just because everybody's got a lot of celebration going on. $5,000 you could win. But you have to be listening tomorrow, and we'll give you more info then. All you have to know is when you hear the terms 5K Slapshot Showdown, you should be on high alert. Tomorrow will be the first day we qualify contestants, so you want to be there. That'll be here on this show, by the way. 3 to 6, The Drive. You might have to tune in the whole time. Who knows? We're not going to give you a specific time to tune in because we want you tuned in the entire time. It's the 5K Slapshot Showdown. If you've been around the show, you kind of know the deal. We do similar things every single year. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Speaking of things that I tell you all the time, go to our YouTube, please, 99.9 The Fan. We put a lot of effort into creating the content that goes out on the internet, and we want you to enjoy it, right? We just want you to consume it. Pass it along to your friends. If you're a big Carolina fan, go listen to everybody's thoughts on Michael Malone, and then grab that link, grab the shareable link, send it to all your friends that are Carolina fans. We're trying to build that community. We have, I think it's somewhere over 22,000 subscribers. I haven't checked in a while. But we want you to be a part of it. When we hit big milestones on subscribers, we do give things away. I would assume 25,000 will be the next, probably something autographed. But it's all on YouTube, 99.9 The Fan. And jump in the YouTube comments, right? We also live stream every single one of our shows. So if we say something you agree with, you say something that's stupid, you say something, if we say something that's stupid that you disagree with, let us know. Again, 99.9 The Fan, YouTube live stream, live videos, shorts, podcasts. It's all there on our YouTube channel on 99.9 The Fan. We are going to take a break. However, Dennis is going to have to tell you something first. And he appears to be going through it with the prize winner there. I don't know what kind of difficult conversations. He is furrowed brow. So I'll take this quick moment here while he figures that out. To also tell you about our app, 99.9 The Fan, Google Play, App Store. You can catch things that we've written, right? Blogs. Max Gorin's on there doing hockey writing, I believe, at the moment. So go ahead and check that out, 99.9 The Fan. You get our audio, you get our live streams, you get all that you would expect. You get our podcasts. You get ways you can win. You can go on there and enter to win Bill Burr tickets right now for a comedy superstar. But you can also check out everything else. It's super user-friendly, super streamlined. 99.9 The Fan, Google Play or App Store. It's all available to you. And last favor, last request, please give us a 5-star rating after you download it. Just go back to the Google Play or App Store, whichever you patronize, whichever one you use, and give us that 5-star rating, that positive review. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Also, I'm just going to I have to keep giving you updates till Dennis is ready to tell you what he needs to tell you. But we do have tonight, about 17 minutes from now, we're going to go live on Michael Malone's introductory presser as the head coach of the Carolina Tar Heels. You'll hear that here on 99.9 The Fan. That'll take you right up to Stormwatch with Adam Gold to get you ready for the Canes game tonight. Now Dennis is ready, and here he is with some info.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick for Loan Pronto. Folks, credit card interest rates, they're now over 29%, and most people are only making the minimum payment, so they're getting nowhere. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or maybe get that money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved, and they saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone with zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com, see how much cash you can get in about 60 seconds. Loanpronto.com, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will be back with insight into Michael Malone's contract, maybe a little transfer talk. We'll see if we have time. Stick around.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Boston.
Andre Svechnikov muscles his way in, sends it across Shane Renaud. He scores! Seth Jarvis!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Jarvis and Aho. Oh, scores! Carolina with a 3-2 lead.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
This April, the party's in Cary as Abbey Road Tavern and Grill Cary celebrates 30 years of great food, drinks, and unforgettable nights. The 3-day anniversary bash starts Friday night, April 10th, with live music and beer reps handing out freebies. Saturday the 11th is an all-day outdoor party with local bands and a draft truck pouring cold ones. Wrap it up on Sunday the 12th with a hangover party featuring Totally Otis and killer drink specials all weekend long. All happening at Abbey Road Tavern and Grill in Cary. Details at abbeyroadnc.com.
Is your heating and air system ready for the warmer weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your Carrier factory authorized dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. About 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more, give or take a couple minutes. We're going to hear from Michael Malone.
Yeah, that guy.
I'll get used to it by the time he's actually coaching games. Michael Malone will be introduced as the next head coach of the Carolina Tar Heels, and his press conference is scheduled for 6, so we're going to run live on that as much as we can until 6:30. Stormwatch starts for Adam Gold as he gets you ready for tonight's Canes game at home against Boston. Dennis, you told us, you teased it earlier this hour,
yes,
that you had some more information on the contract that has been signed by Michael Malone. What do you have for us?
All right, so again, kind of year-by-year breakdown his annualized salary. All right, so this upcoming season, first year under the contract, $7.5 million salary. Next season, $8 million. The year after, 8.5, then 8.5, 8.5. Sixth year of the contract, $9 million. Now, there are some bonuses that are built in. If he gets ACC Coach of the Year, $50,000. National Coach of the Year, the Naismith, the Associated Press, the NABC, $100,000. The team APR above 97.5, $75,000. ACC Regular Season Championship, $100,000. ACC Tournament Championship, $100,000. Making the Sweet 16, $150,000. You make the Elite 8, $200,000. You make the Final Four, $200,000. You win the darn thing, national championship, $500,000. So total performance bonus eligibility, $1.75 million. Now, the buyout.
That's good money, by the way. That's good money.
Darn good money. Now, the buyout. Again, if Coach Michael Malone terminates without cause, other than for permanent retirement from coaching or to accept a position outside of coaching on or before June 30th of 2032, the coach will have to pay liquidated damages in accordance to these values below. So anything prior to April 1st, 2027. So if there's a buyout basically at the end of season one, $8 million. The following year, April 1st, 2028, $6.5 million buyout. Prior to April 1st, 2029, $5 million. Prior to April 1, 2030, $3.5 million. Prior to April 1st, 2031, it drops to $2 million. Prior to April 1st, 2032, $500,000. And anything on or after April 1st of 2032, $0. So there's your buyouts.
It's a hefty enough buyout early on, and I assume if things are going really well, they'll be talking contracts and things. It's pricey. And I know he was making a lot of money in the NBA.
He was making, I think it was the fifth highest paid coach in the NBA. His last season in the league, he was making $12 million a year.
He had also, by that point, won an NBA championship in the NBA. He has not coached a single game in college. Now, I do believe there's a decent amount of crossover. Like, I don't think he's, you don't treat him like a rookie in college. But that's a lot of money. Carolina is very much flexing, basically saying, we can pay all that money to a coach and still have one of the top funded rosters. Because if you pay all that money to a coach and you have a roster that's not worth a couple of dimes, that defeats the whole purpose, right? The purpose has to be you fund the coach, you fund the roster on top of that, and now you can be a really good team.
Speaking of that, budgetary considerations. This is in the contract. Now, this contract has not been signed officially yet by everybody. But once it is, we'll get updated in case anything changes. Revenue share. Again, this is revenue share. Subject to the approval of UNC's annual budget and consistent with UNC policy, governing bodies approval, the availability of funds, UNC will commit no less than $6.75 million in revenue share. In revenue share. That's before
no less
NIL.
than how much?
$6.75 million in revenue share.
So that doesn't include the outside NIL and collectives and everything else.
Does not. And salary pool, fund a salary pool of up to $4 million for all assistant coaches and full-time support staff. So he's getting $4 million for staff, and at minimum, just on revenue share, according to the contract sent out by UNC, $6.75 million in revenue share. Again, that's pre-NIL.
I'm with all of that. It's so hard to know what the numbers are like across the country. Like that's the only hard part I have. It sounds like a ton of money, but if every other coach is like, yeah, I got $8 million for my staff, then it sounds low. Like I don't know if anyone's telling you either. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Maybe Mike Malone will tell us. Michael Malone will tell us what he wants when he hits the podium in the not-too-distant future. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan for his intro. Until tomorrow, enjoy the presser. Enjoy the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Boston Bruins tonight right here on 99.9 The Fan. We'll have a hump day edition of the show tomorrow, and we'll be qualifying 5K Slapshot Showdown contestants. Tune in tomorrow if you want it to be you. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
One goal.
Taylor Hall. Moving it back. Nikishin. Healers. Shoots. He scores! Oh, the power play.
Tilly in front. Shot. Oh, what a save by Bussey. Absolutely robbing Kirill Marchenko.